It's the high school football game of the week on 770 WAIS and 103.9 FM. Tonight's game is brought to you by Pidcock Glass, McFadden Insurance, Tinks Auto Trading Post, your local McDonald's, First National Bank, Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, and New Straitsville, J&K Contracting, Fred Wolf Automotive, Athens Insurance Services, Athens Automotive Keys, Rutland Bottled Gas, Tri-County Career Center, H&R Block, Holzer Health System, and Coach's Appliance Heating and Air. Let's head out to the stadium for tonight's game on 770 WAIS and 103.9
Welcome
FM.
everyone to Boston Field, decided tonight's contest on the game of the week on 103.9 FM and 770 AM WAIS. The Nelsonville-York Buckeyes playing host to the Meigs Marauders. I'm Joe Higgins. Joining me in a short while will be Andy Hudnall, and we are excited to bring you tonight's contest on a night that a lot of things going on. First off, I want to introduce back in the studio, Lori Saunders is going to be keeping us on the air there tonight, so we appreciate that. This is Armed Forces Day here at Boston Field. The game ball was also delivered by York Township Fire Department, so that was really cool to see as well. This is the week before homecoming at Nelsonville-York, so I expect we might see some HOCO performers or some proposals out there today. We'll keep an eye out and see what we can find as well. Nelsonville-York did win the toss. They deferred to the second half, so Meigs will have the football to start us out. Plus, the class of 74 at Nelsonville-York is out there. This is their 50th anniversary. That includes Steve Cox, a public address announcer here at Boston Field. Meigs, though, getting into the game, comes in 2-3 on the season, coming off a 48-6 win over River Valley. They opened the season with a victory over Gallia 26-19, but lost the three in between, 48-6 to Fairfield Union, 39-34 to Dawson Bryant, and 49-17 to Benton County. Against River Valley, no score after one quarter, 14-6 at the half, and then Meigs scored 21 in the third quarter, another 13 in the fourth, Andy.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. Still kind of early in TVC Ohio play to kind of figure out where these teams lie. You know, Meigs, I think, could be in contention for second to third place, but, you know, if they can win out, maybe they'll have a chance at the title.
We had a lot of rain in the area coming into tonight's contest, but right now it looks gorgeous out there, especially with the little bit of a lot of water that's still out there, but the sun glistening off and such. And right now, again, Armed Forces Day night here at Boston Field, and they've got a giant flag pulled out from the 40 to the 35-40 yard line as they're about to get into the national anthem. The band's already on the sideline of the field. When they walk out there, we'll step aside and let them do their thing. But it looks like a perfect evening for football.
Well, considering how nasty it was all day today, the wind seems to have died down. It might pick back up later, but again, a little bit of wind on that flag right now would be a nice little backdrop. I believe those are Nelsonville-York graduates who are in the Armed Forces or have served.
Or I believe current members of fire departments and police officers also.
First responders.
First responders,
very
everybody
cool,
out there. So very cool to see that. Interested to see what Meigs brings to this performance here tonight. They have a new coach in Nolan Yates. They've got a quarterback, another Cleveland. And Gunnar Cleveland. What a name.
I mean, you always say, you hear a quarterback named Gunnar and the game's over,
yeah,
right?
So big expectations for him as well. Dustin Vance, a key receiver to listen in for as well here tonight. The Nelsonville-York Buckeyes coming off a defensive slugfest against Waterford. Dropped that contest 12-6 last week on a late pick six. Both the ground and the air game struggled to get going offensively for the Bucks. Before that, Nelsonville-York had won 3 of 4, including a 21-14 win over Trimble, a 19-0 loss to Logan, and a 33-0, 48-7 wins over Liberty Union and River Valley, respectively. Last week, Landon Inman led the team in tackles with 10, while Caleb Layton added 9. Dakota Cunningham, Brennan Tomlin, and Holden Hodgson contributed 7 apiece for that. And last year, when the Buckeyes and the Marauders squared off down in Meigs, Buckeyes won that one 47-14.
Well, I'd be surprised if this one met that number, that's for sure. But this is a game that you're more confident in the Nelsonville-York defense, right? So
absolutely.
You think that they can win this game behind their defense. Seeing how the weather was earlier that we alluded to, I wasn't confident in a very sketchy passing game that it's just going to be Nelsonville-York football. We're running it, which they can make their bread and butter that way. But they might have to pass, and if things stay like this, that might be more viable.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a running game either way, but I think the turf field here in Boston will likely get their their irrigation system tested.
Yeah.
With all the water that we've had in the area throughout the day. After this contest, Meigs will host Athens next week, and Nelsonville-York is at Wellston after this one. So really looking forward to this game. I know some of our area teams have had to bow out due to some power outages and some of the damages, I guess, from the storms, but we're ready to roll here at Boston Field.
Yeah, we absolutely are. And sometimes when you get in the middle of the schedule, there's some not so fun games to call on our end of things, but this is one I think is shaping up. It could be a tight contest.
I think it's going to be exciting. Some early predictions here. I've got Nelsonville-York using that run game to their best, to their greatest, I guess. I think this is going to be a slugfest. I think Meigs probably tries to throw it through the air a little bit more, but I think Nelsonville-York's defense is just that much better than the Marauders, and I see the Buckeyes coming away with this one.
Band's about to play the national anthem, so we're going to take a break. We got more of the Fred Wolf Automotive pregame show coming up when we return here on your Game of the Week on 103.9 FM.
In Nelsonville, Fred Wolf Automotive is your local solution to your automotive needs. Whether it's your first car or your last, they are here to help. People always ask, who is Fred Wolf? He was their great-great-grandpa who had a car dealership in Nelsonville in the 1950s. They thought it was fitting to bring his name and some of his entrepreneurial spirit back to life. The inventory is constantly changing, so if they do not have what you are looking for, please give them a call. Local people who love to help local people. Fred Wolf Automotive, located at 1273 Chestnut Street in Nelsonville, 614-309-1756.
There's only one perfect food for watching or listening to sports. Pizza! Get ready for the game by calling one of the 3 locations of Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, or New Straitsville. Dough made fresh every day with 3 crusts to choose from, with all the toppings a pizza lover craves. Little Italy Pizza also features mouth-watering subs, sandwiches, salads, and appetizers. Open 7 days a week. Gloucester, New Straitsville, and Nelsonville. Locally owned and operated.
Our area is a great place to live. It's a great place to raise a family. One of our basic purposes is to serve the financial needs of this area. The money we lend is used to send kids to college, finance new businesses which create new jobs, and much, much more. We're an equal housing lender. First National Bank. Together we grow. Member FDIC. Online at first-national.com.
Call the man. Call the man. Just call the man. Just call the man. You better call that man. Call the man. We'll call the man. Call the man. Why didn't you call the man?
I should have called the man like you said.
Call Coach's Appliance Heating and Air to take care of your appliances along with your heating and cooling needs. Call or text Nick today at 740-594-1865. That's 740-594-1865. A family-owned business since 1986. Coach's Appliance Heating and Air.
Want to know how to get more for less? I'm talking the most bang for your buck. It's the one and only McDonald's app, slinging deals every day. So start with your choice of any breakfast sandwich, like a delicious crispy chicken biscuit or tasty Egg McMuffin for just $3. Or spend just $1 and get free medium fries. The McDonald's app is out here doing the most, and you're getting more because of it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 9/16/24 to 10/6/24. Participating McDonald's. Valid when products served. Valid once a day. Must opt into rewards. Excludes tax.
Tri-County Career Center offers students the opportunity to earn industry-recognized credentials in fields like cosmetology, welding, diesel agriculture, and sports medicine. Our programs focus on teaching job-specific skills that prepare you for the workforce, military service, or college. We offer 2-year programs and short-term adult classes. Ready to learn new skills and boost your earning potential? Start today by calling 800-637-6508 or visit us online at tricountyhightech.com.
In Nelsonville, Fred Wolf Automotive is your local solution to your automotive needs. Whether it's your first car or your last, they are here to help. People always ask, who is Fred Wolf? He was their great-great-grandpa who had a car dealership in Nelsonville in the 1950s. They thought it was fitting to bring his name and some of his entrepreneurial spirit back to life. The inventory is constantly changing, so if they do not have what you are looking for, please give them a call. Local people who love to help local people. Fred Wolf Automotive, located at 1273 Chestnut Street in Nelsonville, 614-309-1756.
Pidcock Glass is the largest full-service glass company in the area. They've been serving Southeast Ohio for over 30 years and have over 100 years in combined experience. They do it all: commercial, residential, screen, mirrors, tabletops, and heavy equipment. Have a unique issue? Just let them know. Check them out online at pigcockglass.com or call 740-753-4527 to set up an appointment or stop in at 500 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Pigcock Glass.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Pregame show. Again, we are live from Boston Field as the Meigs Marauders come into town to take on the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes in TVC Ohio play. Joe, we've got about 3 minutes left on the clock here. What do you think Nelsonville-York needs to do to escape with the win tonight?
I think they just need to be solid. I don't think they can afford a lot of mistakes, turnovers. But this team hasn't done a whole lot of that. I think what they want to do is get that air game moving tonight to be able to improve upon what they haven't been able to do against Waterford. They were honestly against Waterford. They had struggled on the ground and through the air. But I think they can rely on their ground game. But they haven't been able to rely on the pass game yet. So I think that's what they're going to try to establish. Meigs is going to throw the ball around too, so maybe that gives them license to try to do the same. But I think for Nelsonville-York, if they just come out and decide, okay, we're going to be 70-30, 80-20 run, we can win this game. But let's try to throw the ball a little bit more. So you might see them try to get more to 60-40 on the ground. But I think that's probably the game plan here tonight.
I think you're pretty spot on with that. Now, the thing that'll be interesting, again, there's always that chance for the weather to turn back to ugly like it has been all day.
Right.
So do we see some passing plays early to try to establish something before the weather sets in? Who knows? But, again, I don't think Nelsonville-York needs to do that. I don't know a ton about Meigs, but I do think this is going to be an old-fashioned, maybe early 2000s to mid-2000s TVC Ohio football game. The clock's going to be running a lot because I think the ball's going to be on the ground. The biggest key for Nelsonville-York has to be playing turnover-free, mistake-free, which they tend to do pretty well. You know, when you think about heavily penalized teams, Nelsonville-York isn't one of them. So I think that continues tonight. If you can get one or two takeaways, even better, but Nelsonville-York has to protect that rock as they come out here. Plenty of flags, plenty of armed forces. It's really cool. Again, Joe mentioned that they are wearing their camouflage uniforms, so bear with us because it's the black numbers on top of a digital
it's not
camo.
too bad, but it's not easy.
They look nice. I'll just put that out there, but I'm going to struggle.
It's about finding the numbers.
I'm telling you right now, I will be struggling, folks.
For what it's worth, the weather report right now is only showing about a 15% chance of rain through the rest of game time. Now, the winds do kick up around 10 to 14 miles per hour at times, so that could affect some things. But in terms of what we're seeing with the skies, we should be pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, like you said, there were a lot of teams that postponed games, you know, obviously power outages, damages, but some of them were even just afraid of the storms that were coming, and I think they may end up regretting that decision because, as you said, it's beautiful right now. I'm showing about 75 degrees, about a 20% chance of rain, and the wind, there's really not much of it right now. So a beautiful night for Friday Night Football here. Nelsonville-York will be in their home uniforms, and well, I guess they're not their home. They're wearing them at home, but they're camouflage. They're orange helmets, digital camo tops with white pants. Meigs comes in with their road uniforms. That's going to be your maroon helmets, white jerseys, and maroon pants. Did you hear the toss result?
Yes. So Nelsonville-York won the toss. They deferred to the second half, so they will be kicking off left to right on your radio dial. Meigs will be coming from right to left on your radio dial on the return.
Well, not if Nelsonville-York has anything to say about it.
There you go.
It is game time according to the PA announcer, and the clock seems to agree with that.
Happy 50th class reunion for Steve Cox. The class of 74 out there.
You'll be up there soon enough, huh?
Sooner than later, yeah.
I just had to poke some fun there. First time in a couple weeks seeing Nelsonville-York, so I'm a little excited.
Sullivan warming up here on the sideline right in front of us. And I think he needs a big game today for his own confidence, if nothing else.
I couldn't agree more. Logan Meek lining up to kick this off for Nelsonville-York, and did the ball fall over?
No, I think he can. He's got it at the 35. He's allowed to kick it off from the 40.
That's what the Buckeye Leaf is there for.
Yeah.
The official walked over, and he's blocking the ball from me. He walked over and was like, hey, it's on the wrong spot.
Hey, so you know what? I just need a little more of a challenge. Let me kick it where I want to kick it.
Well, the funny thing is nobody else on the team told him otherwise.
Can you kick it further back if you wanted to? Like, is that? I don't know if that's a rule.
Question.
I don't know why you want
does
to.
Say you absolutely have to? I don't know. Gets a spiral kickoff some here. Hits at the 15. Takes an Nelsonville-York roll. Picked up at the 11. Brought up across the middle. Tries to kick it up to the outside at the 25-yard line. And he goes down about the 26. As that was returned by Reed Brinegar? How you saying number 6 there, Joe? You're the scholar.
I'd say Brenninger.
Brenninger. That sounds better. 1st and 10 here for the Meigs Marauders, and they do officially spot this at their own 26-yard line. Good, awkward kick, but good coverage nonetheless. And
if he had been 5 yards back, that thing would have launched.
Oh, they might have had it at the 31-yard line then. They come out. Looks to be in a pistol formation. Quarterback is Jake Martin.
It's like Braden Goebel beside him, maybe. Nope, 35. Wade Howard.
He's going to hand this off to Howard. He goes off the right tackle, gets by a couple arm tackles. Ooh. He gets outside the 35 and taken down around the 38 for a solid little pickup. The 33. Not the 38. I'm off by 5 yards now. So give that a gain of about 7 for the Marauders on their first down play.
Bit of an awkward stop at the end. His leg kind of bent backwards. I don't know if that was from the turf itself or just the way he got tackled, but fortunately he's okay.
Martin takes in shotgun set this time, halfback to his right. He will hand the ball off this time. Same guy up across the 40, drags a couple guys to the 43-yard line, was once again Wade Howard.
Nice run, open hole right up the middle, and he took full advantage of it.
Howard, a senior who comes in now officially 5'11", 200 pounds. That 5'11" might be a bit of an exaggeration, but he looks the part of 200 pounds.
High school sports, baby.
Yeah, 2 plays, 1 first down. They look pretty good so far in this same shotgun formation. 2 wideouts, left Howard to the left.
Yeah, you'll take a 7-yard gain and a 10-yard gain back-to-back.
2 wideouts to the right as well as Martin takes the snap, throws it quickly out to the flats. It's thrown high, and it will go down incomplete. I believe Landon DeWeese, I don't know how to pronounce these names.
You're trying, huh?
Was just unable to bring that down. He's listed at 6'2", and the ball was still over his hand.
So I don't know if we just had some bad information or if he's injured or what, but Gunnar Cleveland is not the starting quarterback tonight.
Yeah, we're seeing Jake
Martin, number 9, unless there's, again, a uniform change, which is certainly possible. We don't get all that information.
Jake Martin is listed as a wide receiver as well, so maybe once we get a break, we can talk to the coaches next door. We'll see. They do hand the ball off this time once again to Howard. He tries to go off right tackle, and he's going to be taken down after a gain of just 1. That's a big defensive play for Nelsonville-York. Makes this a 3rd and about 9. This defense does a good job when the backs are up against the wall. And obviously, they're not in that situation. Still at the Meigs 44-yard line, but nonetheless, showing just 3 down linemen here for Nelsonville-York. A 3-3 defense. Meigs shotgun set. Howard to the right of Martin once again, or to the left. 2 wideouts on each side. Takes a snap, looking and passing. Pump fakes out the right-hand side. Throws it out to the flats. Wide open, but he overthrew his intended receiver. And it will go down incomplete. It was Dustin Vance. And he had more than enough for the first down. Now, obviously, they did have Houghton Hodgson there in coverage to probably stop him from getting a touchdown, but it was an open play nonetheless.
Would have been a first down, that's for sure.
It's 4th and 9 here. They do a line change. Apparently, Griffin Hudson might be, nope. Is it 26? Cooper Jude?
Alec Thompson back to receive. He's around the 12, 13-yard line right now. Now he takes a few steps up forward. Goes up to the 16 to wait for the kick.
Yeah, I'm just going to let you make
we're going to have a timeout here, Meigs, when I think we're going to take it with them. So we'll be right back on the Game of the Week, 103.9 FM, 770 AM, WAIS.
I'm Dr. Amy Maggard, and I'm a pediatrician at Holzer in Athens. Choosing to practice here meant coming home for me, and I'm able to give back to the community that I love. When it comes to local health care, think Holzer first.
I'm Dr. Aaron Ramsey, and I've been a chiropractor here at Holzer Athens for 20 years. I love this community and its people. That's why I choose to work and raise my family here. It's all about community, and that's why I think Holzer first.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come to Tink's Auto Trading Post, located on State Route 13, just off of Route 33 and Columbus Road in Athens. With over 30 years of experience, you can trust that you will get a great deal at a great price. We also offer routine maintenance on your cars, such as brakes, oil changes, and tires. Tink's Auto Trading Post, where less overhead means less markup. Remember to think Tink for your next great car deal. Tink's Auto Trading Post, 740-594-8465, or visit us on the web at tinksautotradingpost.com.
The High School Game of the Week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
It was 4th and down for Meigs, and the snap was way over the punter's head, and he had to go backward. He did manage to pick it up about the 15-yard line and got back to the 20, But needless to say, he didn't make the down marker, and it will be a turnover on downs. Nelsonville-York takes over at the 20 after that loss of
24 yards. So the Buckeyes 1st and 10 already in their red zone. You can't ask for better than that, except for running from the I formation.
And they do come out in that I formation. Gautier will receive the handoff. Goes off right tackle. He's taken down about the 19-yard line by number 62, Zach Goebel.
I think he might have been gone down for, well, they're going to give him no gain.
Yeah.
It might have been a loss, but they'll say no gain.
I think he had some room out there, too, so I was surprised at that nice tackle there. They do appear to stick in this I formation with Cunningham at the fullback and Gautier in the halfback spot. Sullivan under center, 2 wideouts to the left, takes a snap, hands the ball to Cunningham, and does a little quick juke left to center, gets by 1 tackle, gets into the 15 as a late flag comes in. The official spot as of now is going to be a gain of 4 at the 16-yard line. It looks to be a face mask.
It looked to me like on that one, Cunningham had a little bit of trouble get maybe his cleats to get some grip. He didn't look solid on that ground, and that could be the same thing as we saw a tackle attempt on that high snap. A player for the Buckeyes fell almost in that same spot.
Well, it's an unprecedented situation that we haven't had any rain all summer, so these players didn't practice in the rain. They haven't played any games in the rain.
So they did give him, I think, 5 yards.
So obviously it wasn't a face mask unless, I don't know, it's not a first down. It's going to be 2nd and 3. But to finish my point, like, they don't know how to play in the rain right now. It's been a year since they've had to, so maybe they didn't know what cleats to go with, didn't know how the field was going to hold the water.
We did have that one deluge on the one, but no one did anything in that game. Everybody was just waiting.
2nd and 8 to hand the ball off to Cunningham. Goes off right side, lowers his shoulder, and he's down about the 6-yard line. That's enough for a Nelsonville-York first down. And it will be 1st and goal for Dakota Cunningham. Now, Cunningham came out of the halfback spot there, didn't he?
Well, yeah, they move him around a little bit.
Or maybe
put him down to the 6.
Well, they've got
1st and goal from the 6.
They've got Caleb Layton in there at fullback right now.
Oh, boy.
And Dakota Cunningham is your halfback, and he will follow him off the right side. He's inside. He's about the 5, maybe taken down at the 4. Interested to know how that came to be. We love the Layton boys.
Caleb Layton is an absolute athlete, and he's got that size, so why not give it a try?
Yeah, he picked up a nice block on the right tackle there. 2nd and goal here for Nelsonville-York at the 4-yard line of Meigs. Same I formation. Layton fullback, Cunningham at halfback. Meigs stacking the box, showing pressure off the left side. They do send him, and he's going to get hit in the backfield right as that pressure got to him.
Great job by
Cooper
26.
Jude. And, I hate to say I saw it coming. But
yeah, I think a lot of people did. As soon as the snap, he read the snap count perfectly.
Yeah, just blitzed off that left side, and there was nobody to pick him up.
So he goes back 2 yards, brings up 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal from the 6, and what you have to imagine is 4-down territory.
Sure.
Layton does come off the field here. Cunningham moves up to fullback, and Gautier will be your halfback in this. But don't be surprised if Cunningham does receive this. Sullivan under center, 3rd and goal from the 6.
So you can get on the edge.
Fakes the handoff, is going to roll out to the left. He's got a man wide open in the end zone if he can get it to him, and he does. Touchdown, Buckeyes. We're trying to see the numbers there.
16?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. But that's Cam Sullivan.
Nope.
So he didn't throw it to himself. 10? No.
You know what? I think Landon Inman threw that to Cam Sullivan.
So Inman was the quarterback, and he threw that to Cam Sullivan.
I believe that's what we had there.
I can't see the numbers, guys. I'm sorry. We're trying here. Meek will come in to kick this. We do know we have a 6-0 game. 7, hopefully, if they can make this PAT. As we await the snap. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up. And he split the upright. 7-0 is your score here from Boston Field. Nelsonville-York ahead of Meigs. 7:45 to go in this opening quarter. We're going to take a quick break here in your game of the week on 770 AM, 103.9 FM.
That man.
Call the man. Call the man. Just call the man. Just call the man. You better call that man. Call the man. We'll call the man. Call the man. Why didn't you call the man?
I should have called the man like you said.
Call Coach's Appliance Heating and Air to take care of your appliances along with your heating and cooling needs. Call or text Nick today at 740-594-1865. That's 740-594-1865. A family-owned business since 1986. Coach's Appliance Heating and Air. Rutland Bottled Gas has propane for almost every need. Home, farm, industry, greenhouse, lodges, and cabin rentals. They sell and install heaters made by Buck Stove, Empire Comfort Systems, and Heat Star. Ranges by Crosley and grills by Weber. Rutland's specialty is installing and setting up propane systems that make your world more comfortable. 2 offices to serve you, the Plains at 177 North Plains Road and in Rutland at 282 Main Street. Stop by, call, or visit them at rutlandbottlegas.com for more information. Rutland Bottle Gas since 1947, 740-797-4675. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
New York lines up to kick this off left to right. It does take a Buckeye bounce down to the 10. He gets by the back defender who has to pick it up at the 5. He brings it up across the middle, and he's wrapped up very awkwardly. I'm looking for a flag. No flag. There it is. That's an obvious face mask. I was holding my breath, but
Griffin Hudson let that ball go by him, and that's one of those plays where it's like everything's going wrong, and you're going to get bailed out by that face mask.
Yeah, they should have been down about the 12 to 13-yard line. That 15-yard is going to put him outside the 25. So we did confirm that's a 6-yard touchdown pass from Landon Inman
to Cameron Sullivan. And again, Inman, last time I played, he wasn't in the game, so I wasn't expecting that. Again, I can't see these numbers. Maybe Meigs didn't either.
Yeah, so nonetheless, let's see if Sullivan can throw a touchdown pass tonight now.
That would be pretty cool if he ends up catching one, running for one, throwing for one.
But, Joe, I've been saying Landon Inman should be the starting quarterback for years now. So now
you also were trying to do it when Mekhi Williams was the quarterback and fully entrenched as the quarterback.
Yeah. Look, I try to create controversy, okay? First and down, Meigs at their own. First and down.
Yes, first and down.
That's
10 of them to go.
27-yard line I formation. A handball off kind of awkwardly. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. He's going to fall forward for about a yard on that first down play.
And that was Hudson once more.
I believe that might have been Isaiah Arms on the carry there.
No, it was Hudson, 4.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about who got the tackle there. Meigs numbers are a little bit easier to see, but I was a little late to that call. We'll be 2nd and 9 now at their own 28-yard line for the Meigs Marauders. 7:10 left in this opening quarter. Nelsonville-York took a 7-0 lead after their opening drive. I formation here. Martin under center will hand the ball off to his his fullback. Trying to get that number. Is that 35? Maybe Wade Howard, but he's going to pick up about
Howard again.
He's going to get a good 4.5 to 5 yards on that to make this a much more manageable 3rd and 4.
Good hard runners, Howard. We've seen that already.
And he seems like somebody who's going to get you 4 to 5 a pop, which he would definitely take. 3rd and 5 here for the Marauders at their own 33 I formation. Howard in at fullback with the halfback in behind him. Martin under center will take the snap, pitch it out to the right-hand side. It's Hudson.
He's got
room
space.
Across the midfield, 45, and he's hit hard out of bounds around the 42 of Nelsonville-York. Was Griffin Hudson. It didn't look like he had a ton of space out there, but suddenly he just broke through the line on that sweep. So now Meigs will have their first snap in Nelsonville-York territory, 1st and 10 at the 42.
25-yard pickup there.
And he picked that up quick, too. He's getting very fast. I formation once again. Howard as your up back with Hudson as your fullback. Nelsonville-York stacking the box. They hand this off to Hudson up the middle, and the pile is just moving forward. He's hit immediately, but he still managed to get, we'll call that 4? 3.5 to 4 on that first down play. Nelsonville-York swapping a couple players off, possibly to try to keep some fresh legs on that interior, as Meigs just appears to be content on running the ball.
Yeah, they are.
First drive, they had a couple quick bubble screens outside. They've really not shown any intent of doing that right now, and why would you? Is the success they've had. 2nd and 4 at the Nelsonville-York 38 I formation. Hand the ball off to Hudson. Is hit in the backfield, and he's tackled hard. Caleb Layton stood him up.
And then Austin Gauthier finished it.
Yeah, I think Gauthier will get the official tackle, and it was a textbook tackle, but I don't know if he gets that as easily without Caleb Layton being there.
No, Layton, as you said, stood him up. He went right to the ankles and made him kind of leap to the outside, and then made him a sitting duck for Gauthier.
Still early in this game, but we're calling Caleb Layton's name quite a bit, Joe, for that Texas Red House player in the game, but we'll see what happens in the next 3.5 quarters. 3rd and 9 here for the Marauders. They go shotgun formation with Howard to the left of Martin. Takes the snap, looking to pass, looks to the left. There's a high, and it is completed at the 30, the 25. Got one man to beat, the 10, the 5, and he's going to take it to the house. Dustin Vance with a 41-yard touchdown gets the Marauders on the board. Well, we talked about how they didn't show much intent to pass the ball. Well, they did when they wanted to, huh?
Just lulled everybody to sleep, including us.
And was Nelsonville-York appeared to be sitting in zone coverage there. They had a guy there. He just missed the tackle. And once Vance received that ball, nobody was catching him. I thought the corner for Nelsonville-York might have had the chance to catch him, but he just got blown by there.
Looked like he had another gear once he saw about the 10-yard line.
Paulo Perales, killing me with these names, comes in to kick this PAT. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it's good. 7-7 is your score here. Nelsonville-York looks to answer back with 5 minutes left in this opening quarter. We're going to take a quick break here in your Game of the Week on 103.9 FM.
Who can you turn to when you need a general contractor? Choose someone with over 30 years of experience, is licensed and insured. Choose the professionals at J&K Contracting. They're a full-service commercial and residential contractor. From new builds to remodeling, J&K Contracting has you covered from the ground up. Excavating or concrete, roofing or siding, replacement windows or decks, kitchen and bathroom remodels. One call, they really do it all. Call J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521. That's J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521.
Tax season's greetings from your friends at H&R Block. Whether you choose to file virtually, in person, or via drop-off, let's make it a season worth celebrating. File your way with H&R Block and get upfront, transparent pricing, expert help at every step, and a max refund guarantee that means you'll ring in the season by getting every dollar you deserve. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantees.
H&R Block at 507 Richland Avenue in the old Morrison School Building in Athens, 740-589-5403. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Meigs kicks this off down the right hash mark, picked up at the 15-yard line. He got across the 30 where he will go down in the middle of the field. Meigs answers pretty quickly after a 41-yard touchdown pass from Jake Martin to Dustin Vance. And, we talked about how they were just picking up 4 to 5 yards a chunk on the ground, and then suddenly they threw a nice pass. He made a nice read through that zone coverage, and again, once Vance received that ball, there was nobody catching him.
Again, that second gear, third gear, whatever you want to call it, once he saw the 10-yard line, because you described it right, there were a couple Buckeyes that were closing in, but he saw that last 10 yards, and he just jetted.
And he's even holding up the one finger there in a bit of a celebration, knowing he wasn't going to get caught. 1st and 10, Nelsonville-York at their own 31. I formation flag comes in. We're going to have a false start against the Buckeyes. Again, we talked about how they're not a heavily penalized team. And, if you're going to get a penalty, a 5-yarder is not the worst thing. But on that first down, there's a pretty big difference between 1st and 10 and 1st and 15. Now, if you're Nelsonville-York,
absolutely, you're
probably just running the ball anyway. But, for some teams who pass the ball more, it kind of changes what you want to do a little bit. And, here they kind of look like they might be lining up in a shotgun formation. Okay, now he's going to move up. He's still going to sit.
Sullivan is at quarterback.
Yeah, Sullivan at quarterback. We'll keep an eye on that with Cunningham to the right, Gautier to his left. Cunningham will receive this handoff. Follows Gautier off the left-hand side, outside to 30, where he's finally taken down. So just about the original line of scrimmage. So we'll call that, they're going to call that an actual gain of 5 there. So, you get the 5 yards back, but you lost it down. So it will be 2nd and 10 for Nelsonville-York at their own 31. 4.5 to go in this opening quarter, 7-7. Meigs tried to punt on the first drive, scored on their second. Nelsonville-York scores on their first, trying to score on their second. And still flat back set. They hand the ball off. This time to Gautier out of the left spot. And he's going to pick up just 2 yards in this play. Makes it a difficult 3rd and long. This is a situation where if you're Nelsonville-York, you'd love to be able to throw the ball at 3rd and 8 at your own 33-yard line. Sullivan will come out, shotgun set, Gautier to his left. Cunningham to his right, 2 wideouts on the right. Meigs 4-3 defense takes the snap, fakes handoff, rolling out to the right. He's got a man open at the 45, and he does catch that. That is enough for a first down, and that's none other than Logan Meek himself. It does move the change for Nelsonville-York, 1st and 10 at their own 45. Nice little play-action bootleg out to the right. And a great job by Meek there to drag his feet and secure the catch.
Picks up with 12.
1st and 10 here. This come out shotgun set. Once again, Cunningham to the right, Gautier on the left. One wide out on each side. We got Thompson close. Can't tell who's up on the far side. Would it be a gamble to guess that that's Inman? We have a flag come in. It's another false start against Nelsonville-York, which...
It wasn't Inman because Inman was playing quarterback on that one. So good luck with this, Andy, because Sullivan's 16 and Emmons 18.
So was that Sullivan that was out there? No, that was. Are you sure about? Yeah, that was Meek that was on the far side. Now they swap. Meek comes close side. Thompson far side. Inman.
Sullivan's out at tight end on the left side, and Inman's at the
is back in there
quarterback.
again. I can't. These guys look like they're the same height, same weight. I can't see the numbers. Inman's going to keep
Oh,
this.
he
He tripped
slips up.
in the backfield out of a Wildcat formation. Dustin Vance will probably. Well, that could be a 6. Could be Reed. I can't. The jersey's bunched up. Okay, I can't tell. That is number 5. That is Dustin Vance.
So I'll tell you this: Sullivan is about 6'2", and he's clearly taller than Emmons. So look up first, and then you can try and figure out the jersey number. Sullivan's back at quarterback for you.
All right, 2nd and 18 here for Nelsonville-York after the sack and the penalty, looking to pass to Sullivan. He's got to step up in the pocket. He does hit his receiver at the original line of scrimmage. Maybe got a couple extra yards. I'm trying to get that number to you here. Walker Stone. You're going to give him about a gain of, 11 on that? And unfortunately, that's still going to be 3rd and long. But it's much more manageable. Just shy of midfield at their own 48. Sullivan shotgun set. With Cunningham to his right, 2 wideouts right, 2 wideouts left. Meigs in a 4-3 defense showing pressure on the left side. He's got pressure on his backside. He doesn't see it, and he gets tackled or sacked for a loss at the 43. That time was definitely Reed Brenninger coming off that left side delayed blitz, and he just never saw him coming. Backs them up to 4th and about 13. They do appear to be in punt formation, as you would expect. 2:15 left in this opening quarter, 7-7 here. Both teams have 2 possessions. Both teams have 1 touchdown and 1 punt, or 1 attempted punt, if you will. Nelsonville trying to do that right now. Good snap. Pressure on the right side is picked up nicely. Gets a awkward spiral punt, but it does take a Nelsonville-York bounce at the 20-yard line inside the 15
nice
to 10,
job.
and it's still rolling. They're just going to let it go, too, down to about the 6-yard line, which you cannot ask for a much better punt than that.
That was a great job by the special teams unit down there, too, because they could have touched that about, 7-8 yards sooner than that, but did a nice job pirouetting away from it, letting it roll down inside, you said, the 6-yard line. So great work there, and it backs up the Meigs Marauders with a lot of field to go.
I'm sure if you're the Meigs coaching staff, you're probably going to look at that on game film and say, hey, I know you did the right thing by getting away from that ball, but maybe stay in the area, and if you can kill it 7 or 8 yards earlier, go ahead. But nonetheless, they're probably just happy to have the ball back safely.
Buckeyes struggled, though, on that whole possession. Couldn't get any kind of rhythm going.
Yeah, they overcame that first false start. The second one, I don't know that it was the drive killer, but it certainly helped the Marauders there. 1st and 10 at their own 6-yard line is there in an I formation. Quarterback's talking to the fullback.
It's Howard.
Takes the snap. He's going to hand the ball off to Howard off the left center, and he's
Nelsonville-York
says they have the ball. Nelsonville-York, the officials come in and say they did too. I never saw the ball hit the ground, but how great does that punt look now?
Yeah, absolutely. Great play, right? Let's punt it and cause a fumble.
First turnover of the game comes in favor of the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes, and they will have it 1st and goal from the 6, maybe the 7-yard line. We'll wait for the official spot as they try to take back the lead with 1:42 left. The score is still 7-7, the Buckeyes and the Marauders.
They do have it at the 7, and we expect a little healthy dose of Cunningham here. And Landon M will go back into quarterback. So it could be a keeper.
He will be in the I formation. He fumbles it. I know what you're trying to do, but he slipped up once.
Yep. That was more on the exchange from I think it hit the center as he was trying to bring it back.
It just really makes you hold your breath, though, because he's not the guy who's used to taking snaps, and that's not a discredit to him at all. But it's just at this situation, maybe you get your quarterback back in there. Will be 2nd and goal from the 8 this time. After that, Inman is still in there. I formation. Cunningham got here in that order. Pressure off the left-hand side. They are going to fake a handoff, keep it out to the right-hand side. He's got a couple guys open in the end zone. He throws it. He dives for it. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
Landon Inman to Alec Thompson.
Alec Thompson with that touchdown pass, an 8-yard one. Inman coming in with 2 touchdown passes. Joe, I'm tapping the Texas Roadhouse player of the game here early on.
He said, don't worry about the fumble, Andy. I got you.
I hear you. I just, I've been a big fan of the guy. You know that. It just makes me hold my breath, that's all. Meek in here to kick this PAT to hopefully extend the Buckeyes lead. I don't know why I'm trying to jinx them.
That's what you do.
It's what I do best, at least. We wait this snap. Meigs showing pressure up the middle, and the good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and he splits the upright. 14-7 is your score here with 1:06 left in the opening quarter. We're going to take a minute break here. We'll be back with the rest of the first quarter here on your Game of the Week on 103.9 FM, 770 AM, WAIS.
In Nelsonville, Fred Wolf Automotive is your local solution to your automotive needs. Whether it's your first car or your last, they are here to help. People always ask, who is Fred Wolf? He was their great-great-grandpa who had a car dealership in Nelsonville in the 1950s. They thought it was fitting to bring his name and some of his entrepreneurial spirit back to life. The inventory is constantly changing, so if they do not have what you are looking for, please give them a call. Local people who love to help local people. Fred Wolf Automotive, located at 1273 Chestnut Street in Nelsonville. 614-309-1756.
There's only one perfect food for watching or listening to sports. Pizza! Get ready for the game by calling one of the 3 locations of Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, or New Straitsville. Dough made fresh every day with 3 crusts to choose from, with all the toppings a pizza lover craves. Little Italy Pizza also features mouth-watering subs, sandwiches, salads, and appetizers. Open 7 days a week. Gloucester, New Straitsville, and Nelsonville. Locally owned and operated.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Here for the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes after they take a 14-7 lead, and it's one of the nicer Nelsonville-York kicks you'll see, as Mac McDonald will bring him down at the 25-yard line, while Meigs will take over for the third, technically their 4th possession.
Gorgeous tackle on that play, bringing him down textbook style.
I say 4th because they fumbled the ball in their first drive of their 3rd possession, but I suppose it still counts. 1 minute left here in the opening quarter. We'll see if they can get a little momentum going into the second. Shotgun formation for Martin, with Howard to his left as they look over to coaching staff. 2 wideouts split out on each side. Nelsonville-York currently showing a 4-3 defense, with Cunningham showing pressure off the right side. Howard receives a handoff. He misses a couple tackles. It will be Cunningham with that tackle, but not before he picks up about 8 yards on that first down. Howard just seems to be the workhorse for this Meigs offense thus far.
Doing a good job of it.
You know, we're still very curious as to why we're not seeing Gunnar Cleland out there.
And again, I just got bad information that he was a starter. So,
yeah. 2nd and 2 from their own 33. Maybe the last play of the first quarter with just 30 seconds left. Howard moves to the right of Martin. Trips bunch left here for the Marauders. 1 wide out far right. As we were showing pressure, and they do hit him in the backfield, but they're unable to bring him down as the flag does come in. He's close to that first down, Joe. We'll wait and see what the flag is, but
I think he's got the first right on the yard marker. But we'll see.
Well, this official closest to us shows him at the 36. The one spotting that shows 35, that's a face mask going down to the yard. So it doesn't even matter. But still, Howard did a great job there because he's hit at the line of scrimmage, and he still found a way to get 2 yards to possibly pick up that first down regardless of a penalty. 15 seconds left here. Let's see if Meigs is in a hurry. Martin shotgun set. Howard to his left. 2 wideouts on each side. 10. They do not have to snap it. Maybe they'll wait and see if they get some coverage that they like, but they don't seem to be in a hurry, so they're going to take it to the end of the first quarter here from Boston Field. 14-7, Nelsonville-York with the lead over the Meigs Marauders. We're going to hold off for just a second here. Don't take us yet, Colin, because the officials, I think, an untimed down, I believe.
I guess. Because of the defensive penalty? But the clock was still running.
Yeah, so I know you can't end the period on a defensive penalty, but there was still time, so they do take the snap, throws it quickly out to the left-hand side, and it is completed at the 47-yard line by number 7, Isaiah Arms, and he's taken down immediately. So that is the end of the first quarter here from Boston Field. Still 14-7, and Buckeyes ahead of the Marauders. We got second quarter action coming up here on the other side of this break on your Game of the Week on 103.9 FM.
Let's be honest. The only way you should have glass work done around the house or at your business is by a professional. And that professional is Pidcock Glass in Nelsonville. They do glass replacement, storm window and repairs, and patio door glass. They do custom glass, mirrors, plexiglass, and Lexan. They can even cut custom glass of all shapes. Call Pidcock Glass today at 740-753-4527 or stop in at 500 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Check them out online at pidcockglass.com.
In Nelsonville, Fred Wolf Automotive is your local solution to your automotive needs. Whether it's your first car or your last, they are here to help. People always ask, who is Fred Wolf? He was their great-great-grandpa who had a car dealership in Nelsonville in the 1950s. They thought it was fitting to bring his name and some of his entrepreneurial spirit back to life. The inventory is constantly changing, so if they do not have what you are looking for, please give them a call. Local people who love to help local people. Fred Wolf Automotive, located at 1273 Chestnut Street in Nelsonville, 614-309-1756.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Second and 5 here for the Meigs Marauders as they flip the field, now driving left to right on your radio dial. They're just now getting the down markers set, so got a few seconds to kill here, but it will be at their own 46, just shy of midfield, starting the second quarter. 14-7, Buckeyes ahead of the Marauders. Martin shotgun set. Howard to his right, trips right, one wide out left. Nelsonville-York in a 3-4 defense. Takes the snap, looking to pass, looks left, throws it across the middle, and it's incomplete. Thrown very nicely, and it hit the hands of maybe Landon. No, I'm sorry, it was Griffin Hudson. It was a very well-thrown ball, but unfortunately Hudson unable to bring it in. Very well defended as well.
Martin, a very compacted throwing style. He doesn't get a lot of movement into it. He kind of brings his elbow in towards his side and just from right there brings it up and fires the pass.
Yeah, it's nice and quick. 3rd and 5 still at their own 46. Shotgun set for Martin. Takes the snap. Looks through a quick bubble screen. He just put too much
that
air
could be behind the line.
Yeah, it could have been. They're going to say it's an incomplete pass as he overthrew Isaiah Arms. And it almost looked like the ball kind of slipped out some. I don't think it did, but that's how much height he had underneath that.
And again, I think that's part of his style. He comes in, again, from the elbow to his side. So instead of bringing his elbow back and then forward to get the lift above his shoulder, he's coming from his elbow, lifting forward at the same time. So it almost comes out like a curveball the way he flips his wrist.
Very well said. The offense stays out there for this 4th and 5, still at their own 46, unless they do some quick punt, but they have no line change here. Shotgun set. Howard to the right of Martin. 2 wideouts on each side. Takes the snap. Looks to pass. Looking to the right. He's going to throw it to the right. The triple coverage, and it should have been caught, but it does go incomplete. Intended for Dustin Vance, and I don't know if he would have had the first down anyway.
It would have been real close because he had to come back forward at about the 50, and it needed to be a little bit past the 50 for the touch or for the first down. That was interesting. That is a bold move by Meigs. I like it, but I would not. I'm one who normally goes for that sort of stuff. I would have kicked that one away.
I kind of wonder if it shows a lack of confidence on your defensive side, but
maybe in your special teams you did have that one that the snap went over their heads. But I mean, I applaud the move from Yates to try that, but for somebody like me who normally, hey, go for it, I think even I would have punted that one away.
It's too early, in my opinion. You're down by just 7. Now you're giving Nelsonville-York the ball in positive territory.
Yeah.
1st and 10 at your own 46. Shotgun formation. We have a stoppage in play here. Timeout, Nelsonville-York. We're going to take it here as well. 11:48 in the second quarter. 14-7. Nelsonville-York ahead of Meigs. We got more second quarter action coming up here in the game of the week on 103.9 FM.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
H-O-M-E, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end. Your Erie agent is McFadden Insurance. Get a quote today by calling 753-1905. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
What's one of the worst feelings you can get? The one that hits you in the pit of your stomach. You can't find your keys. I have a solution. Announcing the new location of Athens Automotive Keys at 528 Richland Avenue in Athens. Dan and Gloria can take care of lost keys, transponder keys and programming, key duplication for house or business, and they now provide locksmith service. Athens Automotive Keys is open Monday through Friday, noon till 5:30 at 528 Richland Avenue, Athens. Call 740-590-6843. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
It was 1st and 10. Nelsonville-York at the Meigs 46, and they run a reverse pass. Landon Inman found a wide open.
I think it was Alec Thompson, but
we're trying to get that number 2. He's wide open. He's sitting at the 5, and he threw that ball every yard of 40 yards downfield. I'm telling Joe, no way he gets that to him. But that was Holden Hodgson on the touchdown
I thought it
pass.
might have been one, yeah.
But I told Joe, I'm like, no way he gets that to him, and he got it to him. Hodgson just burns the safety and the corner out there who bit on the reverse. And just like that, Meek is trying to make this a 2-touchdown lead for Nelsonville-York. Good snap, good hold. Kick is short. It goes through. We've got everything for you tonight, folks. The kick is good. 21-7 here. 11:37 to go. We're going to take another break here in your Game of the Week on 103.9 FM, 770 AM WAIS.
I'm Dr. Amy Meigs, and I'm a pediatrician at Holzer in Athens. Choosing to practice here meant coming home for me, and I'm able to give back to the community that I love. When it comes to local health care, think Holzer first.
I'm Dr. Aaron Ramsey, and I've been a chiropractor here at Holzer Athens for 20 years. I love this community and its people. It's why I choose to work and raise my family here. It's all about community, and that's why I think Holzer first.
Who can you turn to when you need a general contractor? Choose someone with over 30 years of experience, is licensed and insured. Choose the professionals at J&K Contracting. They're a full-service commercial and residential contractor. From new builds to remodeling, J&K Contracting has you covered from the ground up. Excavating or concrete, roofing or siding, replacement windows or decks, kitchen and bathroom remodels. One call, they really do it all. Call J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521. That's J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Nelsonville-York kicks this off, squibs it down the middle. Reed Brenninger will just fall on this at the 16-yard line.
So Andy, just describe that play, because it was a reverse pass, but it got broken up. Got broken up in the backfield. Landon did not have the clean pocket.
Yeah, so we initially thought it was just going to be just a simple reverse, and there was some pressure in the backfield there. But you noticed right before he took the first hit that he tried to pull it up, and I told John, he tried to pass that. But he gets away from it, and then he throws the ball, what are we saying, 38 yards downfield? Because
Hodgson, 46. Oh, so how far he passed it, yes.
Hodgson had him beat, and he got the ball to him probably 40 yards. Meigs sets up a screen, throws it up high. DeWeese is going to catch that, but he gets to the 20-yard line, not much else. But needless to say, he couldn't have thrown that much better, and he threw that ball on a line.
On
Landon
an absolute
Inman.
laser. So let me give you this, Andy. Landon Inman has thrown a pass for 6 yards, a pass for 8 yards, and a pass for 46 yards. All three of them touchdowns. 3 for 3 and 3 touchdowns. That'll do it.
A young man who, prior to tonight, I hadn't even seen him on the field yet. So he's definitely putting his name in there, showing some diversity to this Nelsonville-York offense. 2nd and 5, the handball off to Howard. He gets taken down about the 24-yard line for another pickup of 4. We'll make it a much more manageable 3rd and about 2.5 to 3 yards. But, maybe it's a situation. You hate to get into a situation where, if Landon Inman's in there, like if he's a better passer per se, you hate to bring him out and be like, oh, he's definitely passing it this time. You know what I mean? Now, Inman can, of course, run the ball, but you like to have that dual threat in there for both quarterbacks. And
I think where Landon Inman's value is right now is out of this X-factor role. We saw that a lot last year, and he looks to be continuing it here tonight.
Quick pass out to the left side this time. Caught at the 19-yard line. He gets out to the 30 this time. It's enough for him. Meigs' first down was number 5, once again, Dustin Vance, who had the big touchdown for the Marauders. Here, 21-7 is your score. Buckeyes ahead of the Marauders, 10-15 in the second quarter. But that last series was one of the strangest ones we've seen this season. I will say that. I don't say strange in a bad way. Just a lot of stuff happening.
I don't know if I call it a series. It was one play.
It was one play, yeah. But I'm counting the PAT as well. It just dinks off the upright. 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line is Martin, who will take the snap. Hands the ball off to Howard, who trips up in the backfield, and he still found a way to get 1 yard there. I'm curious to see what Howard's halftime stats are going to be. Don't spoil it yet, Joe. Let's make people come back for the halftime show presented by Athens Insurance Services. We're still about 10 minutes in game time away from that. Second and 9 here for the Marauders at the 31. Howard lines up to the right of Martin. 2 wideouts on each side. Nelsonville-York 4-3 defense. Showing pressure off the left side. He backs up a little bit now. He's going to go out into coverage. Takes the snap. Looks to pass. Throws it out to the right. Throws it up high, and he's caught. But, man, he took a hit. Was Landon DeWeese. They're going to call him at the 39-yard line. So he's going to be about a yard short. But I tell you, I like his throws if he could just find a way to get less air underneath him. Because, I mean, the only reason DeWeese took that hit there was because he just aired it out too much. It's single-man coverage. And I think that was Thompson in coverage there. And he gave him a good 5-7 yards in the press there. He just hung it up too high, and now DeWeese is coming out on that play.
It goes by that action. Again, that arm action, it's easier to just throw it higher because you're starting from a low spot and letting go of the ball, so it's going to naturally rise up. And DeWeese has got some size on him. 6'2", and he jumped up for that.
Yeah, he got his guy hit hard there. 3rd and 1. You have to imagine Howard's going to receive this, but we're going to take a quick break as Meigs takes the timeout in this third quarter play coming up. On the other side of the break, 21-7, Nelsonville-York ahead of Meigs with 8:57 to go in the second quarter. This is your game of the week on 770 AM, 103.9 FM.
Tax season's greetings from your friends at H&R Block. Whether you choose to file virtually, in person, or via drop-off, let's make it a season worth celebrating. File your way with H&R Block and get upfront, transparent pricing, expert help at every step, and a max refund guarantee that means you'll ring in the season by getting every dollar you deserve. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantees.
H&R Block at 507 Richland Avenue in the old Morrison School Building in Athens. 740-589-5403.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business, or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
3rd and 1 here from the 39-yard line. They hand the ball off to Wade Howard, who gets his shortest run of the night, but he did get enough for the first down. Again, he's the guy who you're counting on getting 4 to 5 yards a pop. He needed about 12 inches, and he got 12 on the nose there. It does move the chains. 1st and 10, Howard to the right of Martin. Shotgun set at the 40-yard line. Takes a snap, throws it out to the left side. He had to air that one out a little bit. It is completed. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. Might have been Brenninger. Nope, it was Griffin Hudson. So they do give him a no gain, no loss there. But again, that time he had to air that one out as the pressure came off the right side of Nelsonville-York, and they all saw the pass coming, and they nearly swatted it down at the line of scrimmage, but it will be a completed pass. 2nd and 10 here for the Marauders at their own 40-yard line. Shotgun set, Howard to the right of Martin. Trips right, bunch set, 1 wide out left. There's a lot of height in this bunch set out here. It takes the snap, throws it out. It is complete out of the flats into a check down. Gets to the 40-yard line, or 45-yard line, is Howard once again, who caught that out of the backfield. And they're going to give him a gain of 5 on that. Some receiving yards for Howard now, who I liked his style of play. 3rd and 5 from their own 45. Jake Martin in there. Now they move Vance from the right to the left slot. Out there is Arms and Hudson as well. Trips left, 1 wide out. Far right is Brenninger. Martin awaits the snap with Howard to his right. Takes that snap, looks to pass, looks right, looks left, goes through his motion, and it is caught. We'll see. Nope, he's going to drop it. Goes incomplete as Isaiah Arms. You really saw the progression there by Jake Martin, who looked off to the right. I think that was about his 3rd read. Is this the same position here where they went for it on 4th down last time, and the offense stays out once again?
Go for it. I liked what they were doing, though. So they're running these little dink and dunk passes, which really is going to bring up your defensive backs and bring everybody closer to the line. It's going to open up exactly what was there open. I think the ball was just a little soft toss there. If he fires that in there, that's a completion.
Yeah, watch a play like this. On a 4th and 5, your safeties tend to creep forward a little bit. I mean, the safety here is that Hodgson for Nelsonville-York standing on his own 45. You can get somebody in behind him. You might have an option here. They
Crossing
throw
route.
the ball again. Maybe a flag comes
yep.
in. That's going to be a pass interference on Hodgson.
Three flags on the same call, I believe.
Yeah, it's one of those. Don't count on somebody else to throw. You throw it, and they all did. So he got to him a little bit early there, but Hodgson made a nice play, a nice read on it, but just hit him a little sooner.
If he does not hit him, he makes that catch, and it's a first down.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where, like, I don't know if that's going through his head at that moment, just bang, bang, play, but it didn't really matter. They were going to complete the first down.
Yeah, it's really pretty close to where he would have caught it anyway, so yardage isn't a huge deal in that situation either, but it will be a 1st and 10 Meigs into Nelsonville-York territory at the 40-yard line with 7:02 left in the second quarter. 21-7, Nelsonville-York ahead of Meigs. Shotgun set for Martin. With the halfback to his right, trips left, takes a snap, looks to pass, looks right. He's going to air this one out down the right side. Goes up for it. Nelsonville-York's going to intercept this. A jump ball, and he could not have played that better. And he did not have the height advantage there, Joe.
He didn't, and he was behind the offensive player. They were trying to catch the number as he's coming close. I think it's Thompson. Alec Thompson goes up and gets a pick there. And we saw him do that before where he jumped over a player and grabbed it. This time he did it again, but he almost mossed him. He was behind him and got it.
Yeah, we're looking at Alec Thompson, who's listed at 6 foot, against Dustin Vance, who's listed at 6'4". But he sealed him off nicely. When that ball goes up, he's almost blocking him out like you see on the basketball court.
He's a baller,
he's going to let him get that. And he's got the right to that ball, too. I formation, Nelsonville-York at their own 10-yard line. Hand the ball off to Gautier. Bounces off the left side and goes down, finally, around the 12-yard line for just a gain of 2. A big turnover there for the Nelsonville-York defense.
Just the third carry for Gautier tonight.
I mean, that's if you would have told me that coming into the game, midway through the second, he's had 3 carries, I'd call you crazy. But
what a play, though, by Alec Thompson to sky up and pull that thing in, to do what he just did. And 6 foot might be a little bit underrepresentative of him, but he's around that height. Either way, he gave up a couple inches to the receiver, and he mossed him. Somebody send that into ESPN.
2nd and 8 from the 12. They hand the ball off to Gautier once again, who maybe gets to the 15. But once you saw him, he had him boxed out. You knew he had a chance at the interception, but some of these passes by Martin have been a little underthrown, so that's kind of what worried me, but he played that well. So we'll be gain of about 3 there for Nelsonville-York and make this. We're going to march that back 2.5 to 3 yards, whatever you want to call it. The board's going to show 3rd and 6. I'm okay with that. Their own 14-yard line. 6 minutes left until halftime. 21-7, Nelsonville-York ahead of Meigs. I formation once again. Cunningham and Gautier in the backfield. They're going to hand the ball to Gautier. It goes off left tackle, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage. And he's going to be a couple yards short of the first down, contrary to what Cam Sullivan is saying. He's pointing forward.
Pointing for that first down. He's 2 yards short of it.
Yeah, he's not that close, guy. So they do bring Meek out here in what you feel like is an obvious punt situation.
Yeah.
They're going to huddle up now. Why not, right?
I mean, it's 4th and 1, so maybe.
Yeah, but don't you just line up for your offense there if you're going to go for it in this? I know trickery, but
they're lined up in their offense.
Yeah, Meek, I guess, came out to be a wide receiver here. I formation, going for it at their own 19-yard line, 4th and 1, unless they're going to just try to get a hard count. They almost got it, but they do hand the ball off. Goes off the left side. He's got more than enough for the Nelsonville-York first down as Dakota Cunningham. He needed 1, and I think he got about 3.
Great play there, and it was clean, too. He came off that side, doesn't even get touched. He's kind of diving forward to make sure he gets it, and he did.
Yeah, like I said, it was sort of a delayed snap count. Almost made the defense think that they were trying to draw them offside, and they almost
Great call.
They almost got Brenninger to jump, and then so they just snapped it real quick. And that's right where Brenninger was, too. 1st and 10. Fakes the handoff, rolling out the pass. He's got a man deep. He's going to throw it to him. He gets it to Alec Thompson, complete at the 45. The 42 yards in pursuit. They're not going to catch him. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
Wow. Cam Sullivan says, I can throw him, too. Give me a shot.
Says, not so fast, my friend. Look at this 78-yard touchdown pass from Cam Sullivan to Alec Thompson. And just like that, the Buckeyes strike back.
My goodness.
Well, I say they strike back. They strike again. How's that?
78 yards through the air for Cam Sullivan, who caught a touchdown pass earlier and now has a thrown touchdown pass.
Oh, wow. He's, we talked about this struggling offensive passing game, but it's certainly not been the case tonight, as we've got 4 touchdowns, 4 passing touchdowns. As Meek comes out to kick this for the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes, the PAT try. And here's the snap. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up. No question about this one. 28-7 is your score. Nelsonville-York ahead of the Meigs Marauders with 4:27 to go until halftime. We're going to take a quick break here in your Game of the Week on 770 AM, 103.9 FM.
That man.
Call the man. Call the man. Just call the man. Just call the man. You better call that man. Call the man. We'll call the man. Call the man. Why didn't you call the man?
I should have called the man like you said.
Call Coach's Appliance Heating and Air to take care of your appliances along with your heating and cooling needs. Call or text Nick today at 740-594-1865. That's 740-594-1865. A family-owned business since 1986. Coach's Appliance Heating and Air.
Tri-County Career Center offers students the opportunity to earn industry-recognized credentials in fields like cosmetology, welding, diesel agriculture, and sports medicine. Our programs focus on teaching job-specific skills that prepare you for the workforce, military service, or college. We offer 2-year programs and short-term adult classes. Ready to learn new skills and boost your earning potential? Start today by calling 800-637-6508 or visit us online at tricountyhightech.com.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Meek will kick this off right to left on your radio dial. He kicks it down. Really good kicking night for Nelsonville-York. He has to backpedal down to inside the 10 to bring this out. And he does so, gets to about the 26-yard line where Meigs will have it once again with possibly their last drive of the first half, trailing 28-7. A little surprised by the score, Joe.
I am too, but just a quick strike ability by the Buckeyes. They had the one time where they just had one pass for a touchdown, and on that one there was only a couple plays involved there. And to do it, they got the fourth down, they got that pickup, and then the very next play, 78 yards for the strike.
And Meigs on the other side, they had their one touchdown came on a big gain, but everything else has been through the trenches, through Will Howard. They come out in I formation here. Howard looks to be the up back. They're going to pitch us up to the left-hand side.
Oh, he's got speed and he's got
Hudson,
space.
He's got outside the 40. He's taken down at the 45-yard line is Griffin Hudson.
Good run.
Talk about how they're just getting 4 to 5 yards a pop, and then they come out and hit, 25-ish?
Out to the 46. So give him 20 on that. My goodness.
4:15 left here in the second quarter. 1st and 10, Meigs just shy of midfield at their own 46. They've had no problem getting to this field position, Joe, but
three carries for Hudson. He's got 46 yards, which actually eclipsed Howard's. It's 37. All those carries.
Howard's workhorsing it. I will say that. They do give the ball to Hudson here. Goes off left side, and again, he's hit immediately. He might have fallen forward for a gain of 1 there. But again, Meigs has had no trouble getting to this part of the field, but getting past it has been the difficult part. The last 3 possessions have stalled out in this area for Meigs. They'll try to end that here. 2nd and 9 at their own 47. Inside 4 minutes left here until halftime.
It's pretty paramount that they have to score here, right? You don't want to go this halftime down as big as you are, but if you can cut it down to a half, that's going to give you a little more momentum in that break.
This is a situation where if you're Nelsonville-York, you get a big stop here.
Yeah.
Maybe you call a timeout.
Yeah, and try to put more points up.
I formation. Hudson is going to receive this hit, and they're going to fake it. He's got play action off the right-hand side. Almost sacked. He does evade the pressure. He lobs us out to the right side, and it goes incomplete. I think that was Brininger again.
Wobbling the ball around a little bit, and I think he may have been able to pull it in, but the last second, here come Landon Inman ready to lay the wood on him, and that may have been enough of a distraction to make the incompletion.
Yeah, Brininger's looking at his hands like, how did I drop that? Because, we've had this a lot from Meigs tonight. A lot of I can count 4 incompletions that have been in the wide receiver's hands. Now, usually the Nelsonville-York's defense is there, that's probable cause for the dropped pass, but nonetheless, what could have been for Meigs, right? 3rd and 9, just shy midfield after own 47, 3.5 to go. Nelsonville-York did not have to burn a timeout on that incompletion. I formation, Howard in there with Hudson. They're going to pitch this out right-hand side behind him, but he does catch him. Nelsonville-York, a couple guys in pursuit. He's going to be tackled for no gain here. If you're Nelsonville-York, I think you call that timeout, right?
They think
they're discussing 3 minutes, so Meigs is gone.
You don't need to call the timeout right now.
Yeah, I
Let
guess
them kick it away.
If they want to. I mean, this is their 3rd possession in a row that they've had 4th down around their own 45, and they appear to be going for it once again. And you're 2 for 2 if you're Nelsonville-York.
Yeah.
Last one being an interception. First one being a turnover on downs.
Buckeyes think there's going to be a punt. Alec Thompson going back now. He's starting to walk up and.
Still going those down at the, they're going to call him at the 19, I believe. So gain of just 2. I don't know if Edmond really makes that right read there as much as it is he just wants the ball, so he keeps it himself. But nonetheless, he did a good job on the last one. They picked up the gain of 15, but you can't fault the kid. He's an athlete. Let an athlete be an athlete, right?
2nd and 9 at the 20, 1:18 and counting here in the first half. 28-7, Buckeyes trying to add to it.
Inman's still in there. Sullivan, your right tight end here, which is so interesting. Pressure on the backside. He does get the ball away. Nicely thrown pass at the 16-yard line. Gets inside the 15. Tries to make get a couple more yards. The clock is going to keep rolling, so he does not get out of bounds. Nelsonville-York's going to take a timeout. We're going to stick this out with just 60 seconds left. Nelsonville-York ahead 28-7. Wow, this offense looks way different tonight, Joe.
Yeah, it just looks dynamic, and I think that's what I think that pass was completed to Thompson, by the way. I think that's what Nelsonville-York's trying to find. It looked a little discombobulated earlier, but once they settled in, man, they are just firing on all cylinders.
And you kind of wonder if it's indicative of the Meigs defense. We'll elaborate a little bit more on this on halftime, which is about 60 seconds away. And that's the Athens Insurance Services halftime show, where we're going to recap this. We got some fun stats for you. We'll talk about a little bit the second half. We'll try to get you some scores. Mark Hunter is feeding them into our ears. Well, kind of through our phone, but you get the point here. As Nelsonville comes back out, we'll have it
3rd and 4 at the 15-yard line with 1 minute to play. Again, 28-7 to score. And Landon Emmons going to go back out there in the shotgun position with Dakota Cunningham to his right.
Appreciate you.
Just helping you out there.
It's always a game of find Cam Sullivan, and he looks to be far left here. No, that's not him. Yeah, he's the left tight end, I believe. Shotgun say moves to the left now. Is Cunningham. He keeps it himself as Inman. He tries to hurdle the guy at the 12.
Did he get the first?
I think he's got it. Yeah, they're not. Well, the line judge over there, he takes a couple steps back now, so it's going to be about fourth and 1. The initial spot showed him having it by a few inches, but I mean, Nelsonville, of course, is going to go for this. And he's going to go into center here. It's Cam Sullivan just going to keep it himself, no doubt. He does. He's inside the 10, so he's got more than enough for the first down. Was at the 10, I should say. The first down marker was at the 11. 32 seconds left. They're quickly trying to get set because the clock will move as soon as the down marker gets set, and it is 1st and goal at the 10, so they don't have to worry about the actual down markers. Clock is rolling here. First and goal from the 9. They're going to call Sullivan out to the left-hand side. He's going to lob this to the back of the end zone. He caught it, but he was pushed out of bounds. Very well defended by Cooper Jude.
And that, Andy, is going to be the first incompletion for a quarterback for the Nelsonville-York tonight.
Man. So coming up at halftime, I'll tell you about how all the things I was wrong about in the pregame. That was fun. I believe that might have been Landon Inman on that catch, by the way. Again, he did go up for that catch, and he caught it, but it was very well pushed out of bounds.
It shouldn't count as an incompletion because he completed it, but it's out of bounds. So.
Completed incompletion. How's that? I don't think that's a stat.
I can make it one.
Second and goal from the 9, 21 seconds
Sullivan
left.
Out there,
Sullivan back in there. Cunningham to his left, looking to pass, looks left, got to step up in the pocket. He's going to just keep it himself. He's going to go down at the 10. They should have one timeout left. No, they apparently... Richards calls it right there. Okay, they lost a couple seconds before they called that. We're going to stick this one out.
He's telling his young quarterback, you got to throw that ball away. I don't want to use my timeout in that situation. He was showing the motion of throw the ball, and he's absolutely right. That's a sophomore quarterback who's going to learn this from tape, learn it from experience, and the next time he's in a position like that, guarantee he just throws it out the back of the end zone.
Yeah, it's a difference between this probably being your last play and maybe getting
2 more.
Right.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't have to be. There's 10 seconds left here, so you could wait, look for something in the end zone. If it doesn't happen, throw it away, whatever. You could get 2 plays out of this, but it really limits you. You can't throw this into the field here because you're out of timeouts. There's no first down. You're at 3rd and goal. So the clock is not going to stop, and you're not getting 2 plays off in 10 seconds.
So that's a mistake, no doubt about it, but Solomon will learn from that. I guarantee you that's what Richards and probably the offensive coordinator got on him at that point was saying, like, we got to throw that away, and he's probably in this timeout explaining to him exactly why, at the same time giving him the next 2 plays.
Yeah, you take that time to explain it now because they're still in that same situation. And what a time to make said mistake, right? You're up 28-7.
Exactly.
You'd rather do that now than if it's a 7-7 game here in the 4th quarter, you know what I mean? So they do come back out. Sullivan does appear to be taking this snap. Cunningham will be to his left. 3rd and goal from the 9. 10 seconds left until halftime. Buckeyes with a 28-7 lead over the Marauders. 2 wideouts right, 1 wideout left. Takes the snap. Sullivan pump fakes. He's going to throw this. A fade route to the left-hand side. Wide open. Landon Inman. Touchdown, Buckeyes. So we've got 2 quarterbacks that each have a passing and a receiving touchdown for Nelsonville-York. Can we give the player of the game to both of them?
It's dinner for 2.
You have to take each other.
It's dinner for 2.
I will bow out of it myself this week. We're having a lot of fun here from Boston Field. As Logan Meek comes out here again, coming up in just 6 seconds of game time, we're going to have your Athens Insurance Services halftime show. We're going to talk some scores. We're going to give you a recap. But first, we get this good snap. Good hold. Kick is up. Logan Meek stays perfect on this night. 35-7. We're going to take a quick break. 6 seconds left here in the first half. 35-7, Buckeyes ahead of the Marauders here in the game of the week on 103.9 FM, 770 AM, WAIS.
Rutland Bottled Gas has propane for almost every need. Home, farm, industry, greenhouse, lodges, and cabin rentals. They sell and install heaters made by Buck Stove, Empire Comfort Systems, and Heat Star. Ranges by Crosley and grills by Weber. Rutland's specialty is installing and setting up propane systems that make your world more comfortable. 2 offices to serve you. The Plains at 177 North Plains Road and in Rutland at 282 Main Street. Stop by, call, or visit them at rutlandbottlegas.com for more information. Rutland Bottled Gas since 1947. 740-797-4675. What's one of the worst feelings you can get? The one that hits you in the pit of your stomach. You can't find your keys. I have a solution. Announcing the new location of Athens Automotive Keys at 528 Richland Avenue in Athens. Dan and Gloria can take care of lost keys, transponder keys and programming, key duplication for house or business, and they now provide locksmith service. Athens Automotive Keys is open Monday through Friday, noon till 5:30 at 528 Richland Avenue, Athens. Call 740-590-6843. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Logan Meek will line up to kick this right to left on your radio dial as Nelsonville-York takes a commanding 35-7 lead. They do a squib/onside kick here, trying to run off a little bit left of the clock, and they might just do so. Vance picks us up at the 35-yard line.
Perfectly done.
And just like that, they killed the last 6 seconds on that kickoff, so we are at halftime here from Boston Field. Nelsonville-York with a 35-7 lead over the Meigs Marauders. We're going to take a quick a few minutes here. Then we have the Athens Insurance Services halftime show coming up here on the other side of the game of the week here on 770 AM WAIS and 103.9 FM.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
Pidcock Glass is the largest full-service glass company in the area. They've been serving Southeast Ohio for over 30 years and have over 100 years in combined experience. They do it all: commercial, residential, screen, mirrors, tabletops, and heavy equipment. Have a unique issue? Just let them know. Check them out online at pidcockglass.com or call 740-753-4527 to set up an appointment or stop in at 500 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Pidcock Glass.
Want to know how to get more for less? I'm talking the most bang for your buck. It's the one and only McDonald's app, slinging deals every day. So start with your choice of any breakfast sandwich, like a delicious crispy chicken biscuit or tasty Egg McMuffin for just $3. Or spend just $1 and get free medium fries. The McDonald's app is out here doing the most, and you're getting more because of it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 9/16/24 to 10/6/24. Participating McDonald's. Valid when product served. Valid once a day. Must opt into rewards. Excludes tax.
Football season is here. Keep your athletes at their best with Holzer in Athens. Dr. Jason Cox Orthopedics and Dr. Aaron Ramsey Chiropractic Care are currently accepting new patients. From follow-up care to injury repair, our healthcare team at Holzer Athens will keep your athlete in the game. Call 855-446-5937 to schedule your appointment today. That's 855-446-5937.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come to Tink's Auto Trading Post, located on State Route 13, just off of Route 33 and Columbus Road in Athens. With over 30 years of experience, you can trust that you will get a great deal at a great price. We also offer routine maintenance on your cars, such as brakes, oil changes, and tires. Tink's Auto Trading Post, where less overhead means less markup. Remember to think Tink for your next great car deal. Tink's Auto Trading Post, 740-594-8465, or visit us on the web at tinksautotradingpost.com.
Who can you turn to when you need a general contractor? Choose someone with over 30 years of experience, is licensed and insured. Choose the professionals at J&K Contracting. They're a full-service commercial and residential contractor. From new builds to remodeling, J&K Contracting has you covered from the ground up. Excavating or concrete, roofing or siding, replacement windows or decks, kitchen and bathroom remodels. One call, they really do it all. Call J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521. That's J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
H-O-M-E, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end. Your Erie agent is McFadden Insurance. Get a quote today by calling 753-1905. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Welcome to the Athens Insurance Services halftime show here from Boston Field, Nelsonville-York, with a commanding 35-7 lead over the Meigs Marauders in the first half. That was slightly unpredictable, and I say that only because I was wrong about every prediction I made in the pregame, but it was certainly a fun and slightly wild first half.
Well, naturally, I called a 28-point lead at halftime and 5 passing touchdowns with no rushing touchdowns from the Buckeyes. Who's going to call that? Who's calling 5 passing touchdowns from Nelsonville-York's teams with no rushing touchdowns?
I think if you tell Coach Richards in the pregame about you're going to be up with 5 touchdown passes in the first half, he looks at you like you are crazy.
So the Buckeyes got this one fully in control, and they have done it offensively. The defense is, they give up 7 points.
Of their own.
Yeah, right. They've done fine. They've done what you've expected Nelsonville-York's defense to do, but I don't think anybody expected this type of onslaught of offense, it's like they were so confined last week against Waterford that the floodgates just opened up figuratively and literally here tonight at Boston Field. And these Buckeyes just went out and scored points in every which way.
Yeah, so sort of they're certainly passing around the wealth a little bit, but it's being facilitated by two people.
Very well said. Passing around the wealth is exactly what they've been doing.
But it's all been facilitated by two people from different positions, and we'll go and get into the stats before we get into that part of the breakdown.
So for the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes, I'll start with Meigs here because their stats aren't nothing to sneeze about here. They had 15 carries for 85 yards in the first half. Nothing bad with that. You can deal with that. 7 of 16 through the air. Not the greatest percentage, but you can deal with that as well for 74 yards. 31 plays, 159 yards in the first half. Not terrible.
No.
7 points. You hope that would be a little higher, but it's not terrible. This is not a poor defensive or offensive half for the Meigs Marauders. But when you look at Nelsonville-York's, it completely changes everything. 19 carries for 49 yards. A little atypical for the Buckeyes to only have that average yards. But through the air, 8 of 9 combined between Landon Inman and Cameron Sullivan. Only 1 incompletion in that first half. 5 touchdowns, 175 yards. 28 total plays, 224 yards.
So they're 8 of 9. Who is it? 4 apiece? 4 completions apiece?
Yes.
Who's got the
Sullivan had the incompletion. So I knew you were going to split hairs here. So I already have it for you. Sullivan has 3 total touchdowns. He's got 2 passing. He got 1 receiving. Inman's got 4 total touchdowns, 3 passing, and then 1 receiving as well. So these guys are they're killing it. And Cameron Sullivan clearly is still the starting quarterback for this team. What Landon has been doing here has been the unexpected, and this has been an unexpected offense. So when he's playing well, this is what the Buckeyes can do. You just got to get this out of him in every week, and that's why he's an X factor. The reason you're an X factor is because you don't always have that consistency.
Sure.
Sometimes you're going to blow up and throw an amazing laser beam pass like we saw earlier,
40 yards.
And sometimes you're going to trip around and fall behind the line of scrimmage, which we saw earlier as well.
Yeah.
But in terms of his arm tonight, boy, it has been right on point.
It sure has. And, he's that guy that this offense has missed a lot of the season because I said while we were off the air that this offense just looks way different. Meigs is not this much worse than Nelsonville-York. I think we all would have predicted Nelsonville-York wins this game. Nobody predicts that they're up by 28 in the first half. Meigs is not this bad, but Nelsonville-York's offense is making it. Nelsonville-York in general is making them look bad.
During Nelsonville-York's halftime show, we have a homecoming proposal from the field commander for the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes, Zach Richardson, and she said yes. So congratulations.
Very cool.
Right there in the middle of halftime. That's awesome. For the show they're playing, they all freeze, they stop, and then here you go. He's got a little sign out there with asking her to
the
homecoming.
poster board, but dang well, I could not read what it says. So I'm glad you took it. Now he went out and he got ready. Now he's out to perform. So.
How cool is that?
Cool.
That is a great moment. And again, I think they're a week away from homecoming here at Nelsonville-York, so I expect we might see some homecoming proposals tonight. We got one.
Just a different time. You didn't have these big proposals when I was in school. I know they did it when you were in school, so it's not something I think about. But whatever, have fun.
That's a cool moment. Very
cool
moment, and obviously she seemed very surprised by it.
Yeah, so we've got about 15 minutes left of this halftime show. We're going to take another break. We got more of the. Were you done with your stats?
Yeah, I mean, those are the stats. Those are, now you can talk about Alec Thompson as well as we should. He's got 3 catches in this first half for 83 yards and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, so, I mean, you got this Texas Roadhouse Player of the Game thing in front of you, and I know you've always been anxious about putting your own name on there. But there's just way too many people to give you a shot. As great as your calls are, Andy, you got no shot here tonight. Too many great plays on the field.
And to think I was going to take you. All right, we're going to take that break here. We got more of the Athens Insurance Services halftime show coming up on the other side of the break here in your Game of the Week on 770 AM, 103.9 FM.
Our area is a great place to live. It's a great place to raise a family. One of our basic purposes is to serve the financial needs of this area. The money we lend is used to send kids to college, finance new businesses which create new jobs, and much, much more. We're an equal housing lender. First National Bank. Together we grow. Member FDIC. Online at first-national.com.
There's only one perfect food for watching or listening to sports. Pizza! Get ready for the game by calling one of the 3 locations of Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, or New Straitsville. Dough made fresh every day with 3 crusts to choose from, with all the toppings a pizza lover craves. Little Italy Pizza also features mouth-watering subs, sandwiches, salads, and appetizers. Open 7 days a week. Gloucester, New Straitsville, and Nelsonville. Locally owned and operated.
Tri-County Career Center offers students the opportunity to earn industry-recognized credentials in fields like cosmetology, welding, diesel agriculture, and sports medicine. Our programs focus on teaching job-specific skills that prepare you for the workforce, military service, or college. We offer 2-year programs and short-term adult classes. Ready to learn new skills and boost your earning potential? Start today by calling 800-637-6508 or visit us online at tricountyhightech.com.
In Nelsonville, Fred Wolf Automotive is your local solution to your automotive needs. Whether it's your first car or your last, they are here to help. People always ask, who is Fred Wolf? He was their great-great-grandpa who had a car dealership in Nelsonville in the 1950s. They thought it was fitting to bring his name and some of his entrepreneurial spirit back to life. The inventory is constantly changing, so if they do not have what you are looking for, please give them a call. Local people who love to help local people. Fred Wolf Automotive, located at 1273 Chestnut Street in Nelsonville, 614-309-1756.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAIS AM radio.
Welcome back to the halftime show presented by Athens Insurance Services. Again, your score here is 35-7. Nelsonville-York ahead of the Meigs Marauders, and what's been the best way to describe it is an exciting blowout, if you will, because 28 points at halftime, you tend to get down on those games. You know, it's a bit of a sludger to call. But Nelsonville-York's made it very exciting in a lot of plays that you don't typically see. So you're definitely excited about that. Frontier leads Federal Hawking 42-14. Trimble over Southern 20-7. Let's see, Sheridan, this was a while ago. Sheridan 14, Riverview 0, Philo 14, Crooksville 7. New Lex 8, Coshocton 0, Grove City Christian 6, Miller 0. Again, a lot of those scores are kind of old because it's difficult to get my normal method of scores out here, so Mark Hunter's feeding some scores to the team, and we greatly appreciate that.
The big score here, Nelsonville-York just dominating this one. What are you telling your team, Andy, if you're Coach Nolan Yates over in the Meigs Marauder halftime?
I'm saying you guys want to go home? You know, it's a situation we talk about time and time again that you're probably considering yourselves out of this game, but you're going to start working on your fundamentals, working on things that you can do for not this game, but going forward.
It seems like all the adjustments have to happen on defense. Offensively, I like what I'm seeing from them. They, showed some boldness, going for 4th down there, right around midfield, and I liked what I saw offensively. I like the dink and dunk of the passing game. I like the smash mouth running from Howard and Hudson there as well. I liked what I saw from them offensively. Defensively, man, they just gave up quick strike after quick strike, and then even when it did slow down, the Buckeyes were still able to take full advantage. So I think all the changes for Meigs have to come on the defensive side of the ball.
Agreed. You know, it's not a fun locker room. I'll tell you that. My record in high school, we were in a lot of these games, and a couple of them against Nelsonville-York too. So I know the feeling. It's not a fun locker room, but it's what can we do differently? And again, you've got 2 great running backs out there, but unfortunately, you're not having a huge start in the passing game. What did the passing touchdown have? Do you remember?
4
for Meigs.
Meigs was 7-16 for 74 yards.
Okay, so that's a few more yards than I would have thought, but the incompletions are big because he has these guys that are wide open. Nelsonville-York seems to be, I don't want to say selling out, but they're biting in on the run game because they know that's Meigs' biggest threat. So that leaves the offense to have a good amount of passing options, but unfortunately, Nelsonville-York's defense, or whatever the reason is, it's causing incomplete passes.
Well, that's the thing. When they did have that, hey, the defense is sucked up. Let me throw this one long. Alec Thompson was out there to pick it off.
Yeah, and that's true. But there's a lot of these mid-range passes that we saw that hit the receivers in the hands, and either Nelsonville-York popped it out or the ball just dropped. So you look at that, you look at the interception and say that's just an athlete in Alec Thompson causing that. But what caused the fumble down there, that hurt you a lot.
Sure.
So you're trying to shore things up like that. Otherwise, you maybe come out trying to pass the ball, but I don't see passing being that big of an object for Meigs' offense, because aside from the high throws, which this late in the season, it's pretty tough to change Jake Martin, who's a senior. You're not going to get him to change his throwing motion in half a season, and that's what's causing him to lob everything for the most part. So you're not going to be able to change that.
It's a double-edged sword because the balls are easier for his guys to catch in terms of not having to catch quickly and turn and go. The balls are hanging up there for so long, they got time. But at the same time is that double-edged sword because now the defense has time to come up and either lay a hit on you, which we saw. It did lead to a pass interference, but it still had that momentum. And you saw the one DeWeese get injured a little bit and have to go off because of that hit. So it's pretty, again, it goes back to defensively for me for the Meigs Marauders. They've got to figure out a way of whether they want to try and be more physical with Nelsonville-York, bump them off the line, don't let them have clean looks on their slants, whatever it might be, to get a little more physical, trying to send a message to the Buckeyes. But I don't know if that's a great strategy because if you start popping these Bucks, they might turn around and pop you harder. So you're kind of, what is it, don't tug on Superman's cape. It could be for this second half for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, and it's, I don't know what the mindset of Yates is going to be. He's still pretty new in his coaching career, so I don't know what his mentality is going to be.
He seems to be a more aggressive style coach than what we just saw in the fourth down plays.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's going to throw in the towel at all. I think he's going to come out and try and be as aggressive as possible.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of coaches in that situation might say, well, let's just try to keep this score as low as possible. We're going to run this ball out.
Be more conservative.
They had, I think, 3 consecutive drives where they went forward on fourth and long. Around 8 or so at their own 45.
Yeah.
They're 0 for 3 on those plays.
Exactly.
So, to your point, he is more aggressive. But, it's also a case where you don't want to just keep handing the ball off to this backfield knowing that Nelsonville is going to stack the box and get these young guys injured, too.
It feels like, and I don't know Coach Yates, I don't know, but just seeing the way he coached that first half, it feels like at this point it doesn't matter if it's 35 or it's 70. He needs to get his guys going, so he's going to come out and be offensively, try and play their game. It's not going to be a matter of, okay, can we get back in the game? It's going to be more along the lines of, can we get what we want offensively done? It doesn't matter the score now. Let's just throw the ball around, run the ball, do our offense, and see if we can't at least show what we want to be putting forward on tape going forward. I feel like that's going to be a strategy.
Yeah, it very well could be because you know you're going to get a decent running game out of Hudson. Every time I think Hudson, I want to say Hudson Stalder. So that's my hesitation.
That's because you're at Boston Field.
Between Howard and Hudson, you know what you can get from them every time. So it might be a case where we come out and throw the ball just to make sure we can do that going forward because I remember Meigs' TVC record, but they're not out of it per se.
They're 2-3 overall. I don't have their TVC record either. But I think they beat River Valley last week. That might have been the opener for them.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't this is either their second or third game, so at worst they're 1-1 in the TVC. So it's probably a reach to call them a contender, which we kind of wondered where they were coming into this game, but I don't think anything has changed, at least in the first half.
They're 1-1 because they lost to Vinton County. Lost to Vinton County, and they beat River Valley.
Okay, and we saw Athens handle Vinton County pretty well, and then Vinton. You don't have a score for Vinton County?
49-17.
Okay, so that wasn't even that close. So we knew Meigs was going to be a mid-tier of the TVC Ohio. We just didn't know if they were at the top or the middle. I guess you kind of put them more in the middle, right?
Yeah, I think so, based on the defense, what we've seen tonight. And really, in those other games, so again, just going back to our Fred Wolf Automotive pregame show notes that we had here in the Athens Insurance halftime show, they had a victory over Gallia 26-19, so they put up 26 points there. They lost to Fairfield Union 48-6, so they give up 48 points. They lose to Dawson Bryant 39-34, so they scored 34, but they give up 39. And then they lose to Vinton County 49-17. So all their losses have had big scores put on them. Defense doesn't seem to be there for the Marauders this season as we are halfway through it, and they've given up 35 here in the first half to the Buckeyes.
You know, having not paid much attention to the Meigs Marauders, those scores are very surprising because Meigs has always been a sort of Wellston type, like they're tough. You know, they're not always going to be the most athletically gifted, but they're going to be tough and they're going to be physical. And those scores seem to suggest otherwise. Again, I'm getting this from one half of football that's been dominated by Nelsonville-York. So,
Yeah, I mean, and they did against River Valley put up 48 points, but so maybe they got a shot at doing that here tonight in the second half. But again, I don't think it's offensively. I think Coach Yates is going to come out and run his offense to full tilt, but his defense has got to show up here in the second half to try and keep the score within manageable. I just don't know if that's the priority at this point.
I would agree with that. We'll talk some Nelsonville-York second half adjustments, but we're going to take another break with about 4 minutes left of your halftime show presented by by Athens Insurance Services. So we're going to take another break. More of that halftime show coming up here on your Game of the Week on 770 AM, 103.9 FM.
That man.
Call the man. Call the man. Just call the man. Just call the man. You better call that man. Call the man. We'll call the man. Call the man. Why didn't you call the man?
I should have called the man like you said.
Call Coach's Appliance Heating and Air to take care of your appliances along with your heating and cooling needs. Call or text Nick today at 740-594-1865. That's 740-594-1865. A family-owned business since 1986. Coach's Appliance Heating and Air. Rutland Bottled Gas has propane for almost every need. Home, farm, industry, greenhouse, lodges, and cabin rentals. They sell and install heaters made by Buck Stove, Empire Comfort Systems, and Heat Star. Ranges by Crosley and grills by Weber. Rutland's specialty is installing and setting up propane systems that make your world more comfortable. 2 offices to serve you. The Plains at 177 North Plains Road and in Rutland at 282 Main Street. Stop by, call, or visit them at rutlandbottlegas.com for more information. Rutland Bottled Gas since 1947. 740-797-4675.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business, or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
Our area is a great place to live. It's a great place to raise a family. One of our basic purposes is to serve the financial needs of this area. The money we lend is used to send kids to college, finance new businesses, which create new jobs, and much, much more. We're an equal housing lender. First National Bank. Together we grow. Member FDIC. Online at first-national.com.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end. Your Erie agent is McFadden Insurance. Get a quote today by calling 753-1905. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Tri-County Career Center offers students the opportunity to earn industry-recognized credentials in fields like cosmetology, welding, diesel agriculture, and sports medicine. Our programs focus on teaching job-specific skills that prepare you for the workforce, military service, or college. We offer 2-year programs and short-term adult classes. Ready to learn new skills and boost your earning potential? Start today by calling 800-637-6508 or visit us online at tricountyhightech.com.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Welcome back to the final leg of the Athens Insurance Services halftime show. 40 seconds away from kickoff, Nelsonville-York will receive this kick, and what we assume, here I go making bold statements to jinx it, to where we probably will see a running clock with. We saw one punt by Nelsonville-York in the first half.
I think so. One punt.
The second drive. They went down the first drive, scored. Meigs tried to punt on their first one, and they swapped the second.
Punted on their second drive,
and that's it. I mean,
scored on every after that. Yeah. So every other except for that one punt, they've scored on every possession.
So I think I could be forgiven for assuming that they're going to go down and score here. That's assuming Meigs doesn't do some sort of trickeries.
Howard's going to be the kicker, too.
Did he kick off in the first half? I don't remember.
Well,
two kickoffs.
Yeah, I think he did. After their score.
So he will be kicking off left to right on your radio dial. 2 Buckeyes back deep at their own 14-yard line. He's going to kick this down the right side, middle. picked up at the 20-yard line, brings it across to the right-hand side as Thompson tries to get to the outside.
He's still going.
And he pushed a couple of his own players to get him out of the way, but he does get to the 36-yard line where Nelsonville-York will take over 1st and 10 for their first drive of the second half.
So we've got a potential Texas Roadhouse player of the game in the form of Landon Inman, Cam Sullivan, maybe even Alec Thompson. And let's not forget about some of those linemen that are up there making a lot of plays for these skill players to get open.
I mean, I'm throwing Owenthal out there every time.
You throw that every time.
Have we ever had a split player of the game to where we say, you guys have to take each other? I don't believe we have.
It's your world, man. We can make the rules the way you want to.
We'll see what happens here. 1st and 10, I formation from their own 35. Sullivan will hand the ball off to Gautier, who goes off the left side, makes a couple guys miss, and he gets taken down at the 45. I say he made a couple guys miss, but he didn't get touched until he got tackled after the 11-yard gain. But what a night where Alec Thompson, you said, had 2 touchdown passes, and he's not even the feature of the first half, or 2 touchdown catches in the first half, and he's not even the guy we're talking about the most. So that tells you how explosive this offense was.
Pick up of 11 there?
Yep, gain of 11 there for Austin Gautier. So they hand the ball off once again. He gets upended at the 50. He's going to be down at the 49 of Meigs, who gets just across midfield. Nice tackle there by Meigs. They just took Gautier's legs out. And he's I call him smaller. He's listed at 5'8", but, you know, when you're inside those trees, that is your offensive lineman. He looks smaller than that. Gain of 5 will make the 2nd and 5 from the 49. They go right back to the halfback.
Might have lost one that time.
That was Cunningham, though, that time, wasn't it? I believe it was Dakota Cunningham.
It was Walker
No, that was
Stone.
Walker Stone. You know, Walker Stone's that sophomore who feels like he's been in the... He feels like he's been around this program for so long, you kind of forget about him until he breaks something out like that. Loss of 1 right at midfield here, 3rd and 6 for the Buckeyes. I formation once again. Cunningham and I believe Gautier's your back there. 2 wideouts to the right. And hand the ball off on counter. This time Gautier who spins off, got enough for the first down, and he goes down around the 40.
There he goes.
Maybe the 39.
We had Austin Gautier in studio with us on the Wild World of Sports, and did a phenomenal job talking about his team and some of what he was looking forward to for this season and how he runs the ball, his style of running, and it's fun to watch.
And he was very quick to give the appropriate praise
Yes,
if he was to his offensive line. I'm just trying to protect him out there, because if you get on the bad side of your offensive line, you're going to take some shots. 1st and 10 from the Meigs, 39, Nelsonville-York. Slowly moving down.
Oh, gets hit hard. What a
my
shot
goodness.
that was.
And
Big number 62, Zach Goebel, just laid the wood on Gautier.
So happy Gautier got up after that, because that might be the hardest hit I've seen in high school football.
My goodness, what a shot. And
you
again,
can't see it at home, but my arm hairs are standing up from that hit.
And again, Gautier, to your point, jumped right back up, and someone tried to come in and sub with him. He's like, no, I got this, I'm fine. And he looks fine. He's not shaky. He looks like, hey, man, good hit. That was it.
Trying to breathe some life into this defense.
Wow.
First, a 4-yard loss there. 2nd and 14 from the 43. I formation again. Hand the ball off to Cunningham. Gets inside the 40, 35. The 30 makes a couple guys miss. 25.
That's Gautier. He wanted revenge.
So Gautier came out of the fullback spot there. Was that Cunningham in the back?
Yeah, it was. They flipped it on us. What a run. Gautier said, you got me. Let me repay the favor.
And he went through about 6 Meigs players there, so maybe that's something they try to just hide him a little bit.
Yeah,
Huh?
that was awesome.
Then is the first down just outside the red zone for Nelsonville-York at the 22-yard line. 1st and 10. 9 minutes to go in this third quarter. 35-7. Nelsonville-York ahead of Meigs, trying to add to that lead. I formation once again. Now you got to tell me that I got to look for who's in what position. I don't like it. They hand the ball off to Gautier out of the halfback here. Is inside the 20, and he goes down about the 18-yard line, in between the two. Use your imagination at home and pick whichever one you want. But it will be a gain of 5 there, so we'll officially call it the 17.
Yeah, you're not going to like that one either, because that was Walker Stone on the carry.
I quit. I'm just going to say halfback, fullback from now on, and let Joe do his thing.
Oh, fumbled on the snap, but
he picks it
quickly
up.
picked back up, and Sullivan will cross the get on to the 15, so 2-yard pickup out of
that kind of night where you fumble the ball and get 2 yards out of it will make this a manageable 3rd and 3 by QB. I was going to say QB1, but we don't even know if it's QB1 anymore. So by the quarterback,
I think that's fair.
Cam Sullivan. Yeah, I found out he's not the one wearing sleeves, and if Inman takes the sleeves off in the second half, I'm just going to be upset. 3rd and 3 here from the 15-yard line. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Sullivan under center, I formation, hands ball off to the fullback.
Gautier
that
again.
was Gautier, who this time only got about 1 yard. That's going to be an interesting 4th and 2 that you know they're probably going to go for. You see a couple line changes out there, and Caleb Layton and Caden Schultz.
Should be 4th and a long 2, it looks like.
So you kind of wonder, in favor of Gautier, who's coming out for that play, as well as Meek. So you kind of wonder if that's not your hefty guys. You're going to bring them in to try to run the ball here.
And we saw that in the first half.
And Layton's going to be your fullback here. Caleb Layton is your fullback, right?
Yep, that's what I'm saying. We saw that in the first half. Caleb Layton going to lead block. See if they give this to Cunningham.
Wearing that cast as well. 4th
they make
and
it 3.
2.
4th and 3.
4th and a long 2. They're going to hand the ball off to Cunningham, who's hitting the backfield.
Again,
He's not
same
going
guy,
to get
Goebel. Noble coming out to play for the Marauders.
And you love to see his excitement.
Wow.
If this game was a little bit closer, you might see more excitement because his team's not really celebrating with him, but he's jumping. The fans are pretty quiet right now, what's left of the fans.
2 huge defensive plays for Goebel on that drive, and nothing bigger than that. As hard as that one hit was, that was even more massive because that was a 4th down, turnover on downs play there. So I imagine the offensive line coach is going to have a talking to for his group.
Yeah, I don't know much about Goebel, but he's certainly making a name for himself out of that drive. It will be a turnover on downs, 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line. So inside the red zone, the drive stalls. Takes the snap, throws it out over his receiver. It might be intercepted. He's got it at the 12-yard line.
Off the receiver's hands.
So that was exactly what we saw in the first half. He kind of floats that ball out there to Dustin Vance.
Landon Inman. The ball falls in Landon Inman's hands.
He floats the ball out to Dustin Vance. So, again, it hit him in the hands, and he just dropped it, and then it went right into Landon Inman. So turnover on down leads to the 3rd forced turnover for this Nelsonville-York defense, and that doesn't include turnover on downs because that doesn't count as a turnover apparently. But 1st and 10 from the 11 here. This offense got one play of a break there. Layton was still your fullback with Cunningham at your halfback position. 1st and 10 from the 11, 7:26 to go in this third quarter, 35-7. Nelsonville-York ahead of Meigs. Play fake.
He's open.
He's wide open in the end zone. It's going to be
what a play.
Now, they kind of turned it there. Inman threw that one. And
Beckham Blackstone came over the very last second to at least distract. He might have got a hand on that to keep it from Cam Sullivan making that reception.
So Inman, for his turn, he floated that one a little bit because he's wide open.
Yep.
If he puts a little bit more zip on that, that's an easy touchdown. Just like that. He still, you say he should have caught it, but it was very well defended. It looked like it hit him in the hands, but he didn't think it was going to get to him.
Yeah, I think Blackstone may have gotten a piece of it.
Yeah, I think so, too.
It looked like it changed his trajectory a little bit.
2nd and 10 from the 11 I formation. And they fumble the ball. Sullivan picks it up, or Inman picks it up. He's trying to make a couple guys miss, then he just falls at the 19-yard line. What is going on right now, Joe?
Oh, my goodness.
Again, this is the most exciting 28-point game I think I've ever called. Again, Nelsonville-York up 35-7, but there's so much excitement going on here.
They're going to mark this at the 19, I think.
The good news is it's not a goal to go. The bad news is you have to get to the 1-yard line to get that first down.
But it's a 9-yard loss on that botched play.
Yeah, so we'll be 3rd and 18 from the 19. Sullivan comes back in shotgun set with, is that
So they can get a first down.
They're going to throw a quick pass out to the left-hand side of Stone at the 15-yard line. Gets to about the 12 where he's taken out of bounds. It's probably a case where we see him go for it, but I don't hate the idea of trying to kick. I mean, Meek has looked good on PATs tonight.
That, and I think Landon Inman's shown that he's kicked them before, too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's having a night. So why not give him a
Let
try?
him try it. He's being the water boy. He's going to do laundry after the game. But my point is, do you need the field goal? No. But maybe you want to try it in case, week 10, you're down by 2 with a minute left, and you've got to try it. So, obviously, they're not. They're going to go for it. But that's just my mentality. But what do I know? 4th and 12 from the 13. Sullivan takes a snap. Rolling out to the right-hand side. He's going to throw this into the corner of the end zone. He's going to be
If he caught that, that's a first down. And they did say it's a catch. Are they going to put him at that one? Because that's a first down if so.
Well, I believe it was Hodgson. He ran that out route. On that route, you run to the first down marker. Actually, he ran to the goal line knowing he could come back to the first down.
I think they're going to measure.
They marked it at the 1-yard line, which is right where the first down is.
I think they're going to measure this.
I think they are going to. So, again, you give him credit because you're going to come back on that route. So he's standing at the goal line knowing he's going to come back to the 1-yard line. He had to, because that's a tough throw.
Was that Sullivan?
That was Sullivan who threw that. It's a tough throw rolling out to the right. So he did throw it underneath a little bit, but nonetheless, it was still a great throw as they're measuring it.
Oh,
I think he's short, Joe. That's going to be a turnover on downs again by inches. Nelsonville-York can't convert by inches.
Wow.
Meigs will have it 1st and 10 at their own 1-yard line. Again, this is a 28-point game, folks. I hope you're having as much fun as I am. Safety?
I mean, why not tonight, right?
Everything else, right? And, we're flirting with that. Another reason you kicked it is turn the running clock on. But, you also like that play call. It should have and could have worked. I don't know if I'd say should have. It very easily could have been the first down. You stack the middle here, in my opinion. Again, I was wrong about everything in the first half. So, Meigs does come out I formation.
At the 2-yard line.
Martin takes the snap. He's going to hit it off to the fullback just right up the middle. He maybe got 1 yard out to the 3-yard line.
I mean, you got to, right? You got to get away from that goal line.
It's so risky to do anything else, but you're already down 35-7. Why not try something? So that was Howard with a gain of 1. Yep. 2nd and 9 from the 3 now. Still coming out in I formation is Martin with Howard as the. I'm going to shuffle some guys out there. I think some new linemen came out. I saw 2 guys come on, but I didn't see anybody go off, so maybe they took them off early. 8 seconds on the play clock. They got to hustle here. Down to 5. 2nd and 9 from the 3. 3. 2. They do get the snap off. Did he fumble that? I think he might have fumbled it. He just fell on it with Jake Martin. So we'll call that a loss of a half yard there. We'll still call it a 3rd and 9 instead of a 2nd and 9. My point being, I didn't see him try to hand the ball off. I just saw him dive on the ground. It was very awkward. So we'll be 3rd and 9 from the 3 here. As of now, he's in a pistol formation, but he might walk up under center. And he's going to stay in the shotgun set with Howard to his right, trips right, 1 wide out left. Nelsonville-York will honor those 3. Howard takes a snap, looking to pass, looks right, throws it right, and is completed at the 10 to 15-yard line to Isaiah Arms. And that was one that I would say was one of his worst throws on the night, being that it was behind him. He's been fairly accurate all night.
Great catch, though, to pull that in for 12 yards.
His only issue has been lofting the ball too much, and that was fine. That one was just slightly behind him, but Arms did a great job to convert that 3rd down, 1st and 10 from the 15 shotgun set. Howard to the left, trips left here, takes the snap, looks to pass again, and
he dropped it.
Okay, he dropped it at 20. I thought he overthrew his intended receiver, which was Vance, but
well, he thought Vance did too.
he went up for it,
but it went to Arms.
Yeah, and Arms dropped it again, so
went right through his arms.
Went through his arms. Okay, that's an Andy joke, Joe. You're better than that.
Just trying to be like you, man.
That's not something anybody should strive for. 2nd and 10 from the 15 here. 2 wideouts on each side. Howard to the left of Martin. Nelsonville-York in a 4-3 defense to prevent this possible pass. Takes a snap. There's out quickly.
Oh, they swarmed
the floater, and he's unable to get away is Reed Brininger, and he's going to be taken down back at the 12-yard line for a loss of 3. That's something they've definitely seen on scouting. So they're going to lose 3 yards on that quick bubble screen. Nelsonville-York was not forward with a big 3rd down coming up, 3rd and 13 from their own 12-yard line. With 4:15 to go in this 3rd quarter, 35-7. It's been an eventful, scoreless 3rd quarter thus far. Howard lines up to the left. He's going to move to the right now. Martin, as soon as I said it, 2 wideouts on each side. Takes the snap, looks to pass, looking to the right. He's got a hit as he threw, and it's going to go up, and it's going to be caught, and he gets hit hard.
That's the 1st down, and he pops right back up.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. Dustin Vance catches that. He was slammed down because he jumped up, a foot off the ground there.
He was up there.
And the Nelsonville-York defender brought him, or took his legs down. Then Vance gets up and celebrates with what you'll see in any play, any first down in the NFL, pointing for the 1st down, which I'm kind of surprised we didn't see an unsportsmanlike there because, high school, you get that right away so quick. 1st and 10 from the 27 now. 2 big 3rd down conversions. Vance goes in motion here, and we'll see this handoff in a jet sweep. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to fall forward for a gain of just 1. There, we've had a lot of Dustin Vance in this game. He's got the lone touchdown for the Marauders.
You said he had that carry?
Yep. They're going to give him 2 on that. It's a jet sweep. Jake Martin, as of now, lining up shotgun set. I'm just going to wait to see where Howard lines up because he will shift on me. 2 wideouts on each side. He's going to be, let's say, on the left. I said that, then he goes to the right, then right back to the left. Martin, who will take the snap, looks to pass quickly out to the right-hand side to Vance once again, catches it at the 38, gets across, or the 33, gets across the 35. It will get to the 37. That's going to be another first down for Meigs, who's suddenly chaining together. Keep in mind, this drive started at the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
And we're about, 7 or 8 plays later. They're just now up to the 37, but it's been a pretty productive drive so far. Still got a lot of yards ahead of them. First and 10 at their own 37. Martin shotgun set.
Martin now over 100 yards passing.
Hands the ball off on a draw to Howard. Across midfield to 45-40 and take it down at the 38-yard line.
Big game there.
Yeah, that's a little draw play, which you love to see Wade Howard there because he's been this workhorse, and he was kind of overshadowed by his tandem back who had more yards than him in the first half.
So from the 37 to the 37, a big pickup.
Yeah, so they've been passing the ball so well, it kind of puts your defense in the pass is coming. That's when a draw, for those of you who don't know, a draw is like you make it look like you're passing, then a couple seconds later you hand the ball off, and the defense is already backpedaling to cover the wide receivers, and it's usually wide open if you can catch them sleeping. Trips left here, shotgun set Howard to the right of Martin. They're going to pitch it onto a sweep. The 40, 35-yard line, he's taken down. So a pickup of just about 2 yards there for Howard once again.
And Meigs has successfully flipped this field. They're all the way back at their own 2-yard line. Now they're close to the red zone. This is a successful drive right now for the Meigs Marauders.
Let's see if they can cap it off if you're a Marauders fan. Trips left here, 2nd and 8 from the Nelsonville-York 35. 2 minutes left in the third quarter, still 35-7. Nelsonville-York ahead of the Marauders. Howard to the right of Jake, who takes the snap, throws it out quickly into the flats. It is completed. He's not able to get away. Nice little tackle there. I'm not even going to try to see that number. I'm not going to be able to.
It's Landon
Inman. Was that Vance on that reception?
It's number 4 to Hudson.
Griffin Hudson, okay.
That looks like about a yard pickup.
I think they lost a yard
actually, no gain.
Okay, I had him at 2nd and 8. Now it's about a 3rd and 9.
Okay.
So I'd say a loss of 1 there. 3rd and 9 from the 36. Trying to get half this back. Howard to the left of Martin. 2 wideouts on each side. Will take the snap. Looks to pass. Roll around to the right-hand side. Still looking downfield. He's hit hard, and he's going to be sacked at the 48. And he's rolls over. Very good sportsmanship. As I can't see that
Caleb
number.
Layton.
That's Layton. I should have known by the cast. Who hit Martin hard on the backside. And Martin rolled over rather gingerly. He's going to come off here. I think Meigs is finally going to punt. But Caleb Layton was there to help him up. Again, I'm going to call out good sportsmanship anytime I get to.
And Caleb Layton, man, he is such a great player. Now, last year was kind of his coming out season.
Yeah.
He was on our call all the time. This year, not quite as much, but I think that's respect to him. The other teams are keying on him.
Yeah, he's a guy you avoid. They do get the nice punt off. Pretty decent spiral punt. There's one man in his back, and that's a reception at the 10-yard line. Tries to go out to the right-hand side. And he's outside the 30, 35, and taking him out to the 38-yard line. But to put a cap on your point, we had both Inmans on us last year in the Wild World of Sports. Just phenomenal kids.
Layton's.
What I said, Caleb?
Inmans. We had a lot of Inmans before, too.
We have. We've called it many of them. But, yeah, we had both Laytons on the show with us, and just phenomenal kids, great kids, a lot of fun. So, you love to see him get the kind of is he the, what year is he? He's the junior.
Yeah, and then his brother Jared, I believe, is injured. I don't know if he's suiting up here tonight, but he's a senior.
Okay. Couldn't remember which one was which. So, Meigs had a pretty good drive going for him there, but the defense in Nelsonville-York will force the punt. 1st and 10 from their own 39 here. As we're going to have a timeout taken by Meigs so I can breathe. With just 41 seconds left in the third quarter, 35-7 is your score. Nelsonville-York ahead of Meigs. We're going to take a quick break. The rest of the third quarter coming up here on the other side of your Game of the Week on 103.9 FM, 770 AM, WAIS.
Who can you turn to when you need a general contractor? Choose someone with over 30 years of experience, is licensed and insured. Choose the professionals at J&K Contracting. They're a full-service commercial and residential contractor. From new builds to remodeling, J&K Contracting has you covered from the ground up. Excavating or concrete, roofing or siding, replacement windows or decks, kitchen and bathroom remodels. One call, they really do it all. Call J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521. That's J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521.
Tax season's greetings from your friends at H&R Block. Whether you choose to file virtually, in person, or via drop-off, let's make it a season worth celebrating. File your way with H&R Block and get upfront, transparent pricing, expert help at every step, and a max refund guarantee that means you'll ring in the season by getting every dollar you deserve. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantees.
H&R Block at 507 Richland Avenue in the old Morrison School Building in Athens. 740-589-5403. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
First and 10 from the 39. They fumbled the exchange. So they're going to lose, 7 yards?
Yeah, it looks like 7.
I didn't think that play took place that far back. 15 seconds on the play clock, so they don't have to run this out. They are set on this 2nd and 17. They take the snap. Sullivan's going to throw this out to the left-hand side. He floats it over ahead of Inman. See, I got those numbers right, Joe. That's the sleeves that got it for me. So we'll go down incomplete. Brings up a big 3rd and about 17 for Nelsonville-York, with just 4 seconds left, so this should be the end of the 3rd quarter after this play. You think they try to pass this, pick this up, and you just keep it on the ground?
I think they keep it on the ground and punt it away.
I think so, too. Well, I mean, we know how explosive this backfield can be. They are in a shotgun set with Cunningham to the right and Gautier to the left. 2 wideouts to the left. Sullivan takes the snap. He's going to throw the same play and the same result. He just threw it over the head of Landon Inman, and we'll go down incomplete. But that is the end of the 3rd quarter here from Boston Field. 35-7 to just score Nelsonville-York with a commanding lead over the Meigs Marauder. We got 4th quarter action coming up here on the other side of the break on 103.9 FM, 770 AM WAIS.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business, or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
What's one of the worst feelings you can get? The one that hits you in the pit of your stomach. You can't find your keys. I have a solution. Announcing the new location of Athens Automotive Keys at 528 Richland Avenue in Athens. Dan and Gloria can take care of lost keys, transponder keys and programming, key duplication for house or business, and they now provide locksmith service. Athens Automotive Keys is open Monday through Friday, noon till 5:30 at 528 Richland Avenue, Athens. Call 740-590-6843. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
4th and 17. Landon Inman is back for Nelsonville-York. He had a lot of pressure in his face by a couple Marauders, and he tries to pull it down, realizing he wasn't going to get to the first down marker. He does get a quick kick off. It doesn't quite get back to the first down marker, but it probably saved him 10, 12 yards, right?
I mean, maybe a little longer than that, depending on what would have happened from the play.
Maybe
but it didn't clear the first down marker that they would have needed. So on the number sheets, it's not going to look good. But that was an athletic play to be able to kick that thing away anyway.
Well, it very well could be the difference between a touchdown, too. You know, he saves 15, let's say 15 to 20 yards on that. It's not much, but it's something. 1st and 10 from the Nelsonville-York 46. They hand the ball off. And he gets inside the 45 to the 42. Man. He's just a workhorse.
He is so much fun to watch run the ball.
Yeah, Wade Howard.
He's got speed, but he does not care. He's a little bowling ball. He'll just roll right through you.
He's a guy who he's my kind of back. You know, he's not going to break off. He has had some big runs, but he's not going to be a guy who's going to break off 80-yard touchdowns every game.
His longest is 26 tonight, and that was a couple plays ago.
He's a workhorse. Gain of 5 there, makes his 2nd and 5 from the Nelsonville-York 41. Martin shotgun set. Howard to his left, fakes the handoff. He just pushed down there. There was some miscommunication.
He pushed Howard out of the way.
Yeah, so Howard was lined up to the left of Martin, who receives a high snap. I don't know if he was supposed to fake the handoff, keep it himself, but Howard went in that direction, and Martin just pushed him down. Like, he didn't even let him get a block for him.
But it's good that Martin's out there, because on that last play where he got sacked, he had to come off. He was holding his hand, shaking his hand a little bit. and now that he's back on offense, he looks fine.
It was a little awkward. 3rd and 5 from the 41 of Nelsonville-York. Trips right, one wide out left. Howard to the left of Martin. Takes the snap. There's the same play. They hand the ball off to Howard, who's got enough for the first down.
And more.
He needed 5, and I think he got 7.
Yeah, a couple more.
So Howard,
just a beast, man.
Yeah, Wade Howard again, listed at 5'11", 200 pounds. He is a senior. There's a Wyatt Howard Okay, so Wyatt Howard's number 36. Wade Howard is 35. I wish I hadn't seen that because now I'm going to get them confused. Both seniors. Kind of wonder maybe they're twins or something. I have no idea, but maybe they're not even related. 1st and 10 at the 34. Martin takes the snap, floats it out to the outside, and it is completed. He gets about 3.
Vance.
Yeah, it was Vance.
About 3 yards.
Yeah, long 3,
maybe
short 4 in between the two. There, they move it up to 4.
Yeah,
just to make it a little easier for you.
Thank you.
2nd and 6 from the 30-yard line. Again, that third quarter was the most eventful zeros on the board third quarter I've ever seen. Well, certainly the only one I've ever called. Neither team scored, but there was a lot of action in it. 2nd and 6 here for the Marauders. Martin shotgun set. Howard receives a handoff on a counter play. He's got pressure in the backfield. I think he lost the yard, which...
Yeah, so the Buckeye defensive line was able to basically pancake the offensive line, which doesn't happen all that often the entire way. And so he had to try and, step over players to get where he could go and wasn't able to do so.
The feature of taking Wade Howard down for a loss of 1 cannot be outspoken here or outdone. Will be a 3rd and 7 here for the Marauders in what you assume is 4-down territory. From the Nelsonville-York 31-yard line, 9:15 to go in this contest, 35-7. Nelsonville-York commanding lead over Marauders. Takes the snap to Nelsonville-York.
He's got a guy.
He's got a guy on the left-hand side. 1-on-1 coverage is going to be intercepted. Well, see, he
it
does
is.
hold on to it. Was that Alec Thompson?
That is Walker
That's
Stone.
Walker Stone, a guy who's had a relatively quiet season, just at least in comparison to last year, but a big turnover there for the Nelsonville-York defense. And Stone has had a great night. I'm not taking anything from him.
No, he played great on that play, too. Was able to jump up and, again, snatch it out of the air, bring it down, and stop the offensive drive of the Marauders.
Ball was just slightly underthrown as he had one-on-one coverage there. If he could lead him downfield.
Hudson was out there for him.
Yeah, but it's very well defended. My point was, if he could throw it out there, it's probably a touchdown. 1st and 10, Nelsonville-York now at their own 3. As Cunningham slipped. He kind of got a little bit of a false start there, and he slipped some anyway. So, honestly, that's probably best-case scenario for Nelsonville-York.
Yeah, because half the distance, which won't be anything. But Marauders caused that. They showed blitz at the very last second. I think that juked him enough that he saw the ghost, and he slipped up on trying to do so.
Point being, Cunningham gets the false start and then slips. He's just leaving his halfback there to be plastered, possibly for a safety. So you take that 1.5-yard loss compared to a potential safety. 1st and 11 from the 2. Oh, he's going to keep it up the middle here.
Burst through.
Did he hand that off to Cunningham?
He did. Cunningham pulled that off and got his whole offense a little bit of breathing room there.
Yeah, it gets out to the 6-yard line, so pick up a 4 or 5. I don't know where they started that. 1 maybe? 1.5. So
4.
Yep. So it'll be 2nd and 7 here for the Buckeyes with 8:40 to go in this contest. I formation once again. They're going to hand the ball to Cunningham, and this time he's met at the 4-yard line. He's going to lose about
2 yards.
We'll call him 2 yards.
About a yard.
Yeah, 1.5 to 2 yards, one in between the two. So big 3rd down here for Nelsonville-York, to where you have to assume that they're probably just going to keep that on the ground. And I believe that was Gobel once again on the tackle there for the Marauders, and he's been everywhere in the second half.
He has had a game.
He's out there trying to get what's left of the Meigs crowd excited, and they're not too excited, Joe. 3rd and 8 from the 5-yard line. I formation. Sullivan takes the snap, hands the ball off to Gautier. I wasn't sure he was going to get out. If he
guess who got it?
Guess who got that tackle, Joe?
Jeez.
Goebel once again. I wasn't sure he was going to get out of the end zone on that one, but if he gets by Goebel, he's probably still running on that play. So he's going to lose, about a yard on that? Maybe 2? To make this 4th and 8. No, I'm going to back it up all the way 4th and 10, the original line of scrimmage. So now you got Inman standing at the back of his own end zone. You know, he almost got the last punt block, so you have to imagine Meigs is going to come for this.
That's a good call.
And I see Goebel standing in there. If anybody deserves it, it's him, right? But he's not showing pressure right now.
This shows that the back man is at the 45.
They do send some pressure. Goebel almost got a hand in there. He's going to have to.
And he catches that
at the 45. Goes off to the right-hand side.
Oh, what a tackle!
He gets hit hard by Holden Hodgson, and that Marauder is down. I think he took a hit from his own player.
Yeah,
there
I think
as well.
it was. But Hodgson to be able to get that stop, that was a one-on-one tackle.
Does get up, thankfully.
And he was being basically blocked at the same time by the guy who made contact with the returner. What a play.
And you can't overestimate how difficult an open field tackle is in high school football.
And while you're actively being blocked. So he's being blocked and still dives forward to get the tackle.
So Hodgson,
that's a tremendous play.
Hodgson tackles Hudson.
There you go.
But Meigs does have it first and 10
4 times fast.
at their own. I can't say it one time fast, Joe. We'll have a 1st and 10 at the Nelsonville-York 41. And really, who knows where he gets to if he gets away from that? Because, again, that's a one-on-one open field tackle.
There was 10 yards before another player was even close to being around.
So the defense isn't quite backed up as far as they could be. 35-7 is your score. 7:18 left in this contest. Nelsonville-York ahead of the Marauders. 1st and 10 at the 41 of Nelsonville-York. Martin waits the snap with Howard to his left. Takes the snap, going to throw this up to the flats. It goes off the hand of one receiver. Vance. No,
I thought he caught it.
Vance thought it was through him, and Vance again. He's listed at 6'4", but it was thrown to a guy behind him. Almost goes off his hand, and I believe it was Hudson.
I thought he may have pulled that in off the tip and wasn't able to do so.
Or could have been arms up there, too. So it almost went off his tip drill to your own player, but it does hit the ground. 2nd and 10 here for the Marauders at the Nelsonville-York 41-yard line.
I like the Meigs offense. I like the style they're playing. I really do.
Agree.
Just haven't been able to punch it in.
Martin with Hudson, or he's going to hand the ball off here to Howard.
Yard, maybe.
And he did well to get back to the line of scrimmage. I agree, and that was my point at halftime. Like, they're not 28 points at halftime bad. You know what I mean? Like,
it's just the defense hasn't. And now the second half they have, right? But in the first half, Nelsonville-York was taking advantage of everything offensively.
I think Meigs is going to win some games here in the second half of the season.
I like the offense. I'll put it that way. Defense does need work, and has done pretty well here in the second half against Nelsonville-York, but I think Nelsonville-York might have seen the scoreboard and kind of taken the foot off. You know what I mean? Some of that's human nature.
3rd and 9 here at the 40 of Nelsonville-York. They send Vance in motion. Jake Martin takes the snap, looking to pass, looks right, throws it right, and it is completed at the 35. And I think he got the first down.
Did.
The
second effort. Yeah.
The yak yardage gets about 5 there.
Good job there.
It was Brinegar. So Reed Brinegar, number 6. Again, he was about 4 yards short. I thought it was going to be 4th and 4, which would have been very manageable, but he just fought through to pick up the first down and said, don't even worry about it. 1st and 10 at the 30 of Nelsonville-York. Meigs trying to put some points on the board, trailing by 28. Shotgun formation. Howard to the left of Martin. 2 wideouts on each side. Takes the snap. Looks to pass. He's got plenty of time in the pocket. He's going to flush out right now. He's going to throw this to the end zone. One-on-one coverage, and it will go down incomplete.
Hand fighting back there, but
Brinegar, the intended receiver. Yeah, I mean, he overthrew that, and B, both sides are pushing back and forth. You know, that's your box out drill, so you can't call it on one when both sides are doing it. I like a little bit of contact out there, and you know, I'm going to say this with 6 minutes left in the game after knocking on some wood. It's been a relatively quiet night with the officials. Certainly opposite of what we saw on Thursday Night Football last night. 2nd and 10 here for the Marauders. As Martin takes the snap, looks past, throws it out the left-hand side. It is completed this time to Brinegar again, but this time on the left side. Slow to get up. That's Vance
this time.
He's still down here. He tried to get up.
Cramping up, maybe?
Well, we hope that's all. He got a player stretching his leg out there. But that's going to be a pickup of 7 there. Again, this passing game has just been very odd because his accuracy has been spot on. He's only missed a couple of throws. A lot of the incompletions have been because he's just lofting them or even just dropped passes, to be frank with you.
Again, that's that double-edged sword nature of the ball being lifted in the air. You got plenty of time to get underneath it, plenty of time to read it, but not a lot of time to actually do anything with it.
There's Vance. Take some water from the Nelsonville-York water team. You got to love that. He sprayed it on his leg. I don't know that I've ever seen that as a way to get rid of cramps.
Yeah. Well, they say get more water in you, right? So he's going for osmosis.
I was going to call him an amphibian, but 3rd and 3 here for the Marauders. Glad to see that young man get up here because I do think Dustin Vance.
Right and left hand both?
Again, why are you hitting the Andy jokes tonight? I do think Dustin Vance is an athlete out there, so it's getting the ball to him. We've seen him come on a couple of jet sweeps, too. So they're just trying to get him, but he does have to come out for one play here. So we'll be 3rd and 3. Who's that checked in? I can't see that number. Jake Martin out shotgun set with Howard to his left now. 2 wideouts on each side. Nelsonville-York showing pressure up the middle. Looking to pass is Martin. Throws it out to the right-hand side, and it's going to go again through the hands. Very well defended, but it will go incomplete towards Metzger. Wait, no, they said it was Reed Bridinger again. Okay, I thought it was an 8, not a 6.
Well, it's tough between
No,
5,
that was 8.
6, and 8.
That was Metzger. Okay, we'll be 4th and 3. And you can have laughs at me, but when the numbers bunch up, it's a little hard to see the difference between a 6 and an 8. 4th and 3 from the 23 of Nelsonville-York. Martin takes the snap. Looking to pass once again. Got pressure on the right side. He's going to throw it. It's going to be caught at the 15. He goes back to the 16, then inside to the 10. That's Vance with the first down. So
nice play.
After cramping up, he goes out, and he converts the first down. Inside the red zone down to the 11-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Marauders. Pretty decent second half here for Jake Martin in this offense. 2 wideouts on each side with Howard to his right.
That puts Vance at 100 yards even receiving.
Takes the snap, hands the ball off to Howard out of the backfield, 10-yard line, trying to jog a couple guys forward, taken down at the 9. They're going to walk him back to the 10. So gain of 1 for Wade Howard. And that's after he had the first touchdown on the second series, the only touchdown for Meigs of, how many yards was that? 41 or something like that. So he had a big, you thought he'd be in for a big night. You know, hitting the century mark's nothing to laugh at. 2nd and 9 from the 10 here for the Marauders. Martin shotgun set Howard to his left, 2 wideouts on each side. Showing pressure off the right side. They do send to Howard, receives the handoff inside the 10, drags a couple guys down to the 6. We got a Buckeye shaking up. Hopefully he can get up. His leg was underneath the pile. He does get up.
Caleb Layton.
Is it Caden Young?
Oh, okay.
I think it's Caden Young.
I see him.
His leg's underneath the pile, and he gets hit awkwardly. He's going to limp off. You're obviously very happy to see him up. 3rd and 6 here for the Marauders down to the 7-yard line. Howard to the left of Martin. 2 wideouts on each side. Takes the snap. Is Martin looking to pass. Looks right. Pump fakes. Tries to make something happen. Throws it across the middle to a wide open guy. I believe that's going to be a touchdown. That's Vance once again. He's got both touchdowns for the Marauders. A little bit of celebrating. Say what you will. But my A-list last week would have said otherwise. Not celebrate there, but Marauders do find the scoreboard. Do you come out with an onside kick after this is a big question.
I think so. Again, you need to work on it anyway.
Yeah, I agree with you. What's it going to hurt, right?
Right.
So Paulo Perala is in the kick here for the Marauders. That's a fun name to say. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and he splits the upright. 35-14 is your score here from Boston Field. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in this contest. We're going to take a quick break. More fourth quarter action coming up here on the other side of the game of the week on 770 AM, 103.9 FM.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come to Tink's Auto Trading Post, located on State Route 13, just off of Route 33 and Columbus Road in Athens. With over 30 years of experience, you can trust that you will get a great deal at a great price. We also offer routine maintenance on your cars, such as brakes, oil changes, and tires. Tink's Auto Trading Post, where less overhead means less markup. Remember to think Tink for your next great car deal. Tink's Auto Trading Post, 740-594-8465, or visit us on the web at tinksautotradingpost.com.
There's only one perfect food for watching or listening to sports. Pizza! Get ready for the game by calling one of the 3 locations of Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, or New Straitsville. Dough made fresh every day with 3 crusts to choose from, with all the toppings a pizza lover craves. Little Italy Pizza also features mouth-watering subs, sandwiches, salads, and appetizers. Open 7 days a week. Gloucester, New Straitsville, and Nelsonville. Locally owned and operated.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Wade Howard onside kicks this, and Nelsonville's front line does come up to try to get it, and they're unable to. So Meigs will recover this. It's that awkward play. What's it? Is that, I don't have a 17 on this.
Oh, did they point to Nelsonville-York? They're going to give. Nope. It is Meigs football. Okay.
Again, I don't know who that is for Nelsonville-York. I don't have a 17. But he was sort of that because the ball has to travel 10 yards.
No man's land.
And it was about 8 yards downfield. And you could tell he didn't know whether he should go up and get that or let it come to him. And, you know, it's tough. But it will be Meigs' ball. They will have it 1st and 10 at the 0-49, so just shy of midfield with 3:46 to go. 35-14 trailing to the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes. Offense not getting much of a break here as Martin comes back out with Howard to his left. Howard was the kicker as well, so he's missed to do everything here. Martin throws it out to the right-hand side. It is completed at the 45, and Nelsonville-York goes down to the 42. The Vance, once again, who's got both touchdowns for the Marauders. He's going to get 9 yards there with Gautier for the tackle. Martin shotgun set. Howard to his left. Takes a snap, looking to pass once again, looking to the right, goes through his progression, throws it across his body to the 31. I couldn't tell if he caught it or not. I don't see any officials making a call. They're going to call it incomplete, but it's a catch he should have had, which has certainly been the story of the night for this offense, especially in the first half. The second half has been a little bit different here for the Marauders, as they're the only team to have scored so far in the second half. Martin shotgun set Howard to his left, 2 wideouts on each side. Nelsonville-York sitting in a pass defense, just 4 rushing linemen. Hands the ball off to Howard out of the backfield inside the 40 and taken down about the 35-yard line. They needed 1 yard, and he got about 7. This is Wade Howard. Again, a nice do-everything. I'm anxious to hear what his stat line is going to be as we have a Marauders shaking up here. It appears to be a cramp. Can't tell if it's Vance again. He was the one who, a couple series ago, it does kind of appear that way, but we'll just wait until the speculating. 3:16 to go in this contest, 35-14. Nelsonville-York in control over the Marauders. He's still down, so we're going to take a quick injury timeout here. We'll be back here shortly here in the Game of the Week on 770 AM, 103.9 FM.
Rutland Bottled Gas has propane for almost every need. Home, farm, industry, greenhouse, lodges, and cabin rentals. They sell and install heaters made by Buck Stove, Empire Comfort Systems, and Heat Star. Ranges by Crosley and grills by Weber. Rutland's specialty is installing and setting up propane systems that make your world more comfortable. 2 offices to serve you. The Plains at 177 North Plains Road and in Rutland at 282 Main Street. Stop by, call, or visit them at rutlandbottlegas.com for more information. Rutland Bottled Gas since 1947. 740-797-4675. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Wade Howard is the injured Marauder there. He appeared to be a cramp. We hope that's all it was. He does have to come out for one play. 1st and 10 here at the 35 of Nelsonville-York.
I got him for 20 carries tonight, so.
Yeah, he's earned it, that's for sure. Takes the snap, looking to pass. Throws it out to the left-hand side. He's just going to loft this one-on-one coverage, and I think
he pull it in?
No, he didn't.
Oh, wow.
Incomplete, as Gautier is there on coverage, and I thought he might have had the interception, but the ball was so underthrown that he couldn't go back for it, but Isaiah Arms nearly.
He almost pulled it. It was almost picked and almost caught.
Yeah. It's been that kind of second half here. So 3 minutes left, 3:02 to be exact. 35-14, Nelsonville-York ahead of the Meigs Marauders. Martin shotgun set. I think Howard came back in. 2 wideouts on each side. Takes a snap. Looking to pass. Looks right. He's going to throw this out to the right-hand side. He's got one-on-one coverage once again. It's going to go incomplete. Vanson is intended receiver there. Nice sportsmanship as he helps up a Nelsonville-York player. Is that Brenninger?
Brenninger on that intended target that time. But, I mean, those were pretty good targets for you when you got Brenninger 6'5" and Vance 6'4" out there to throw to.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of 6 foots on this roster for sure. Jake Martin himself standing at 6'2". He's listed at 230. He's got a nice build for a high school quarterback.
Doesn't sound like I'm going to enjoy basketball season against the Marauders.
Again, in basketball, they're similar. They're always a tough play, too.
Yeah.
3rd and 10 from the 35 of Nelsonville-York. Martin takes the snap. Looks the pass, looks right. He's going to throw this to the right-hand side. His receiver wasn't even ready, but I still think he caught that.
He did catch it, and depending on forward progress, he might be about a yard shy.
Yeah, that's my guess. He does stay in bounds, so they are going to call this. What? They're going to bring it back at the 30 after a gain of just 5.
Oh, that's not a good spot
I completely
at all.
agree. It should have been a gain of about 9.
Well, this side, he's at the 32, but maybe the yard marker.
So they're splitting the difference, but still, he should have been about a gain of 9, and he just got 7 instead. 4th and 3, they quickly go snap, and they're going to throw this to the end zone. One-on-one coverage, and it's going to go down incomplete. So I'm pushing and shoving on both sides.
A little bit of grab, too, that got away with.
Yeah, Brennan Gray was the intended receiver.
Shoulder pad.
It will go down incomplete, what you assume will be the end of this game for all intents and purposes, as if it wasn't already a 21-point game, but been a very eventful second half to which Meigs is the only one to put any points on the board. But again, the officials have been pretty quiet tonight, which you have to respect. Anything egregious, they've certainly called, but I don't think, 2 penalties? A couple of false starts on one drive for Meigs, so maybe 4 penalties total, I think 2 or 3 against Meigs. Other than that, it's been a very clean game, which we said Nelsonville-York needed to do. Come out with Inman at shotgun set. Trips, right? Nope, he's going off the field. 2 wideouts, right? Get the Gautier in there. He's going to fake a handoff. QB Reed. Inman calls his own number, and he's going to lose about 2 yards on that. As we're at the 2-minute marker here, 35-14. So coming up here in a couple of minutes of game time, we're going to have a brief post-game show. We're going to try to get some scores. Mark's still feeding us in. We're going to have some Higgins stats as well as a recap and talk about what you might expect next week.
Who's going to get that Texas Roadhouse player of the game as well.
That's right. A couple names in the hat there. Inman still out here. Gautier to his right as they look back at the play clock. Looked at the game clock, actually. 9 seconds on the play clock, and they're going to use every bit of that in the 2nd and 11. Have a false start here by Nelsonville-York.
I didn't see anybody move. Maybe the center bobbled the ball a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. As soon as I was giving them credit, you call something like that, which maybe it had to be called, but at this time I
don't think you knocked on wood that time.
At this point in the game, is it something that had to be called? I don't know. But I don't know. 2nd and 16, back at the 22 now. Come on, officials. They're not going to Texas Roadhouse. Takes a snap, rolling out to the right is Inman. He's going to throw this completed just shy of the 30-yard line, so gets back about 7 yards, 7 or 8. The official mark's going to be at the 30, so gain of 8 there, Landon Inman. He threw that to Walker Stone, I believe?
Hudson.
Okay. Hudson. 3rd and 8 here for the Marauders. 90 seconds left in this contest. 35-14 as we just kind of run out this clock. But we'd have to imagine they'll punt, depending on what they get here, they probably get the ball back to the Marauders defense. Showing 4 down linemen shotgun set. Fakes a handoff. QB Reed keeps himself. He's got enough for the first down and more. He's across midfield.
And
the 45. Moving. 3 guys in pursuit. I don't know if they're going to catch him. Landon Inman, 70 yards, touchdown, Buckeyes. Can we just write his name on there now, Joe?
just start etching it in stone here. My goodness.
I mean, look, we were making a case for Cam Sullivan, and he certainly had himself one heck of a game, but Landon Inman, he's done it on both sides.
And he needed that for his stat line because some of the losses on it, he had a total of 7 carries for 1 yard before that play.
7 carries for 1 yard.
Because of the negative plays. Now he's got 8 carries for 71.
He rips off a 70-yarder. Oh, wow. Logan Meek getting to kick this PAT 41-14 as of now. Waiting for the snap. They got Meigs to jump. I don't know if they intended to, but we do have about half of the defense there jumped off sides. I think that's where we might just decline that and just kick it. Or at the very least,
Levi Snedden is the holder, and he hasn't moved. So
at the very least, Snedden and Meek aren't moving, but I don't think they move the ball at all.
So now we're good. Let's keep it here.
Yeah, there's no point. So we wait this snap for the PAT. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and he stays perfect. 42-14 is your score with 1:17 left. We are going to take a quick break to the conclusion of this game. Coming up on the other side of the break here on 770 AM, 103.9 FM.
Tax season's greetings from your friends at H&R Block. Whether you choose to file virtually, in person, or via drop-off, let's make it a season worth celebrating. File your way with H&R Block and get upfront, transparent pricing, expert help at every step, and a max refund guarantee that means you'll ring in the season by getting every dollar you deserve. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantees.
H&R Block at 507 Richland Avenue in the old Morrison School Building in Athens. 740-589-5403.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business, or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Nelsonville-York will kick this off left to right on your radio dial, and nobody wanted to pick that up about the 25. Finally,
kind of hanging there, wasn't it?
Finally, Dustin Vance does so, and he didn't get much else and get to the 26, and that's about it. 68 seconds left in this game. Probably just get one or two more snaps and call it a night. I mean, Meigs could try to work on a couple things if they wanted, right?
Yeah, I think they're going to continue to play, take every bit that they can, and see what they can get positive out of the end of the game.
1st and 10 from their own 26, which you might call garbage time. Howard moves to the right here for Martin. 2 wideouts on each side. Takes the snap, calls his own name, and he will get nowhere on that. Maybe lost a yard.
Layton stops his progress, so he'll get credit with that tackle.
Yeah, so no gain, no loss on that one. It was weird. He kind of held the ball out like it was supposed to be a QB read, but Howard just went in the block. A little miscommunication there. Just 45 seconds left. This game is all but over.
Yeah, they don't seem to be in a hurry to run the play either.
Yeah. She's not seeing yet, Joe, but she's warming up. Martin takes a snap, hands the ball up to Howard. This time goes up the middle. And he might have got back to the line of scrimmage and nothing else. For this Meigs team, you know, we saw a lot out of Howard there that I liked. Wade Howard, that is.
Yeah.
Vance has both of their touchdowns and a couple plays on defense, too. But Howard was a really nice – he was fun to watch.
I liked everything out there. That is going to wrap it up for us, Andy.
Yeah, so your final score here from Boston Field, Nelsonville-York 42, Meigs 14. We're going to take a quick break till we got your post-game action coming up here on the other side on your Game of the Week on 103.9 FM, 770 AM WAIS.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end. Your Erie agent is McFadden Insurance. Get a quote today by calling 753-1905. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
What's one of the worst feelings you can get? The one that hits you in the pit of your stomach. You can't find your keys. I have a solution. Announcing the new location of Athens Automotive Keys at 528 Richland Avenue in Athens. Dan and Gloria can take care of lost keys, transponder keys and programming, key duplication for house or business, and they now provide locksmith service. Athens Automotive Keys is open Monday through Friday, noon till 5:30 at 528 Richland Avenue, Athens. Call 740-590-6843.
Pidcock Glass is the largest full-service glass company in the area. They've been serving Southeast Ohio for over 30 years and have over 100 years in combined experience. They do it all: commercial, residential, screen, mirrors, tabletops, and heavy equipment. Have a unique issue? Just let them know. Check them out online at pidcockglass.com or call 740-753-4527 to set up an appointment or stop in at 500 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Pidcock Glass.
Want to know how to get more for less? I'm talking the most bang for your buck. It's the one and only McDonald's app, slinging deals every day. So start with your choice of any breakfast sandwich, like a delicious crispy chicken biscuit or tasty Egg McMuffin for just $3. Or spend just $1 and get free medium fries. The McDonald's app is out here doing the most, and you're getting more because of it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 9/16/24 to 10/6/24 at participating McDonald's. Valid when product served. Valid once a day. Must opt into rewards. Excludes tax.
I'm Dr. Amy Meigs, and I'm a pediatrician at Holzer in Athens. Choosing to practice here meant coming home for me, and I'm able to give back to the community that I love. When it comes to local health care, think Holzer first.
I'm Dr. Aaron Ramsey, and I've been a chiropractor here at Holzer Athens for 20 years. I love this community and its people. It's why I choose to work and raise my family here. It's all about community, and that's why I think Holzer first.
Our area is a great place to live. It's a great place to raise a family. One of our basic purposes is to serve the financial needs of this area. The money we lend is used to send kids to college, finance new businesses which create new jobs, and much, much more. We're an equal housing lender. First National Bank. Together we grow. Member FDIC. Online at first-national.com.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come to Tink's Auto Trading Post, located on State Route 13, just off of Route 33 and Columbus Road in Athens. With over 30 years of experience, you can trust that you will get a great deal at a great price. We also offer routine maintenance on your cars, such as brakes, oil changes, and tires. Tink's Auto Trading Post, where less overhead means less markup. Remember to think Tink for your next great car deal. Tink's Auto Trading Post, 740-594-8465, or visit us on the web at tinksautotradingpost.com.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Welcome to the post-game show here from Boston Field. Nelsonville-York gets a 42-14 win over the Meigs Marauders, and the Buckeyes cruising through TVC Ohio play in a game that was very much dominated in the first half. Second half had a lot of action, but not a lot of scoring, as both teams only put up 7 points. Is that right? Yeah, that feels right. I don't know anymore. But I joked about it was the most eventful scoreless second half for a while there, and then both teams decided to put some on there. But I'm very excited to get into these stats, Joe.
For the Meigs Marauders, 30 carries, 124 yards tonight, led by Howard with 22 carries for 88 yards, so averaging 4 yards per carry. And I think that's about what we saw out of him. He was a beast out there running the ball. On the reception side of things, Vance had 10 catches in high school football. You don't see that a lot in our area. 10 catches, 116 yards out of that one. Add a couple more catches in there for Brenninger also, but 116 yards receiving, 160 yards passing. He was their target. He did a great job. Again, I really liked, we'll get into it in a minute, but I really liked their offense here tonight.
Agreed.
18 of 36 is 50% through the air for 160 yards, so 66 plays, 254 yards for the Meigs Marauders. The Buckeyes, 34 carries, 152 yards, 11 of 14 through the air for 180 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 touchdown rushing as well. So that is 48 plays for 332 yards tonight. And the 6 touchdowns.
That's efficient.
That was pretty good.
You know, the running game takes you right back to typical Nelsonville-York, but as soon as you run out the passing, I'm like, okay, that's not typical Nelsonville-York.
Gautier, 11 carries tonight, 58 yards. Pretty nice night for him. He had 11 yards in the first half.
Yeah.
Ends up with 58, so great job from him. Cunningham chips in another 22 yards. And then here we go, guys. So Cam Sullivan, 6 of 8 through the air, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Okay,
pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Quarterback.
Alec Thompson had 2 catches for 83 yards and 2 touchdowns. Pretty good. Landon Inman.
Don't bury the lead here, Joe.
5 for 6 through the air, 72 yards, 3 touchdowns passing. He also had 8 carries for 71 yards and a touchdown rushing. One of those was a 70-yard rush. And then he also had a touchdown reception for 9 yards. So he counts for 5 touchdowns by himself tonight.
Was that 5 or was it 6? Who's got the other 2 then?
3 passing, 1 receiving, and 1 rushing.
Okay, so
and then Sullivan threw the other 2.
Okay,
so.
he threw 2. Okay, yeah, right. So look, we're not going to sugarcoat it, guys. Landon Inman's going to be your Texas.
Landon Inman's the Texas Roadhouse player of the game, bar none. He had an interception tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 touchdowns, an interception, and a ton of yards all over the place.
He had 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, and I was immediately shaking the certificate at Joe. And then Cam Sullivan came out and got 2 himself. So we're like, well, we better hold off on this. But, it's just what a weird night when you're this dominant and your main 2 guys in the backfield are respectfully they didn't have a lot. They didn't have to do a lot tonight, but they only had, what do you say,
58 yards for Gautier, 29 for Cunningham.
So about 80 combined for those 2. And if you tell me that those 2 have 80 rushing yards combined, I tell you, well, this is a good close game.
Yeah, absolutely. But the Buckeyes were scoring points all over the place tonight. They were doing so efficiently. They held. That was a fun third quarter, even though neither team scored. So they did what they were supposed to do there. It wasn't mistake-free. There was definitely errors out there. Some might be attributed to the field. Some might just be attributed to kind of settling into this, obviously, 2-quarterback system the Buckeyes are playing around with. So this was an impressive night offensively. And what it also does going forward in the TVC Ohio is how do you plan this? How do you plan this if your other teams for stopping both those quarterbacks, and both of them can go under center, both of them can go in shotgun, both of them can run, both of them can throw, and both of them can catch.
I mean, it's tough. I mean, so you think about successful quarterback tandems. They don't happen a ton. One of the more popular ones you can think of is the 2008 Florida team where they had Tim Tebow and Chris Lee.
Right.
When Tebow was in there, you felt pretty confident they were going to run the ball. And Chris Lee could run it, but he was more of the passer. So when a Tebow guy is in there, you're more than likely stacking the box trying to get that. But you can't do that against this because both Sullivan and Inman can throw the ball.
And I think it's fair to say that Inman would be more of your rushing guy and Sullivan would be your more passing guy. But that wasn't what it looked like here tonight because Inman's arm, he had a laser tonight, and he stepped up for this Buckeye team.
Yeah, if you're getting that game film, you're certainly not keying in on him running the ball every time he's in the backfield. Some of your scores coming in here, the latest we had was...
Quickly before you get to that, because I do want to shout out Goebel for Meigs Marauders on defense. He would be their defensive player of the game. He had a massive amount of, not even just tackles, but like hard tackles out there tonight. So shout out to Goebel for the Meigs Marauders as well.
Yeah, he had some big defensive key-ins there, and Vance, obviously a very talented player as well. But I like what I saw out of the quarterback, too.
I like their offense.
If he could stop lofting a little bit, but he's a senior. He's midway through a senior year. You're not going to change.
I like their offense. I like how they spread it around. I like the dink and dunk, the occasional throw down to Vance going out. They just didn't put the ball in the end zone enough. But their offensive style, I think, is going to be a successful one.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think so. There's 5 games left in the back half of the season. I wouldn't be surprised if they won 3 to 4 of those. So, some of your final scores here: Frontier over Federal Hawking, 48-16. Trimble looks like they got out 35-7. These are the latest scores we had here, and that's kind of your recap. But I can't really get any other scores to load here, Joe.
Well, we are at Nelsonville-York, and it's sometimes tough to get things to load up for our score system. But it's been a great. It's been a fun night.
We weren't really sure what we were going to get into with this weather. All things considered, things couldn't have been any better. I'm still showing around 70 degrees. The wind that we had all day is kind of gone from the hurricane coming in here. So it's been kind of nice. But I think that's kind of wrapping us up, right, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, this was a great game. We'll talk more about it. We'll talk more about all the high school action on the Wild World of Sports on Wednesday night. And then we'll be back out, as usual, with 2 games next Friday night. Stay tuned to all our social media and to our airwaves for more information on that schedule.
Yeah, so the Buckeyes get a win in the TVC Ohio play, but that's pretty well going to do it for us here. And for Joe Higgins, for Lori Saunders back there at station, Colin Williams as well. I'm Andy Hudnall, and as always, thanks for listening.
Tonight's high school football game on 770 WAIS and 103.9 FM was brought to you by Pidcock Glass, McFadden Insurance, Tinks Auto Trading Post, your local McDonald's, First National Bank, Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, New Straitsville, J&K Contracting, Fred Wolf Automotive, Athens Insurance Services, Athens Automotive Keys, Rutland Bottle Gas, Tri-County Career Center, H&R Block, Holzer Health System, and Coach's Appliance Heating and Air. Join us again next time for more exciting high school football action on 770 WAIS Bookville, Nelsonville, and 103.9 FM W280 FC Nelsonville.